Welcome back to another episode of Sunday School. This is episode 4. I hope you all listened last week. We had some pretty impressive cards, right, Justin?
I would say so. I mean, I had the worst out of the two, and I was pretty satisfied with how it turned out.
You did well enough.
Yeah.
It's just the Pats screwed you over, right, on him?
Yeah. I didn't really want to post a victory lap because that was pretty embarrassing. What happened?
Yeah.
I thought that was the safest thing on my card. The Pats. I don't know what happened, and now I don't know if I can rebound. I don't know if I can bet them again for the rest of the season.
I've been burned too many times by them, like to the point where it's like I can't bet on them or against them anymore. I just have to exclude them from everything.
I got a funny feeling no one's going to bet them this week either.
I know. Yeah. Everyone around here, if you're betting the game, you're just betting on the Bucks, I think. I don't know what I'm going to do, but yeah, this is very scary to see that, the Pats are in deep doo-doo. What if we finish less than 500 this year, and the Bucks are one of the best teams in the NFC again? It just doesn't really look good.
No. Pressure's on Belichick after that, man.
I know.
Start wondering, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we got Houston next week, so hopefully.
Good rebound.
That is a good
seriously.
rebound. So last week, Justin improved to 3-0 with his mortal locks. That's very impressive. Once you sent me the pick of the Vikings plus 2.5 and I was like, do you know that Dalvin Cook was hurt? And I was like, okay, all right, he's gonna go with it. And yeah, that was a very good game. Seattle was kind of heating up, and everyone was worried about the Vikings secondary, but yeah, they pulled through for you.
They did.
And I got my first mortal lock out of the way. What was my mortal? The Titans money. Oh no, Titans minus 5. Yeah. They gave me a little bit of a scare at one point, but yeah, they pulled through. That's a team that it's very interesting. I don't quite know how to feel about them, but they supported me in week 3, so I'm happy.
Yeah, they got your back. You got this.
Yeah, and then also, I mean, going forward, I'm 2-0 with money line underdogs. I'm usually not good at picking the underdogs, but
it's pretty good.
Yeah, so there's gonna be a couple that I talk about in this episode that I highly suggest that you take with me. I'm heating up when it comes to those picks. So
all right,
keep them rolling. Huh?
Yeah, gonna keep it rolling. Yeah.
Keep them going. Yeah. We'll take it.
2 underdogs in a parlay, so it's a big payout this week.
Right.
If you're feeling it,
I like that.
Ride with me. So yeah, some stuff that happened recently in the league. I was talking to Derek right before we got here.
I'm Derek, by the way.
Sorry. I always do this. I'm really bad at the intro stuff.
It's all right, dude.
Yeah.
Whatever. Kind of rude, but
But I also didn't even introduce myself. Like usually in the first minute, you go like, "Yeah, this is I'm your host Ryan." I skipped that. I just was so eager to talk about how good we did. So,
well, I mean, you guys are the stars, It's like you got to introduce the rookie, All
right. So, I'm your host, Ryan O'Hare, joined by producer Jay that you're all so familiar with. And then roommate Derek Kelly. He's been in Fantasy League for about, 12 years now.
I'd put it like confidant as well, just like...
You're my right hand man too. I'm the commission.
Yeah. He's
he really helps me out.
What's it, consigliere?
Derek's the Ernie Adams of the Sunday School.
He's behind the scenes. He's always got the hot takes.
I don't know exactly what it is I do, but everyone goes, that guy knows what's going on.
Oh yeah, he knows what's going on. He loves football just as much as us. He's if you were listening to the first episode, we were talking about every Sunday, the garage, the Red Zone Sundays. Derek's part of that crew
for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, we have a lot of chemistry. So I'm sure that you guys will just pick up right on that, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, if we want to talk about chemistry real quick, can we start addressing some games from last week real quick?
Oh yeah.
All right, because everyone owes Jamar Chase an apology. Everyone owes Jamar Chase an apology, myself included. I heard all the rumors, and look at what he's doing. Look what the Bengals are doing. That's a team that
was a good win.
Very good win, very interesting, and it looks like that's going to be a scary combination moving forward for the next decade.
He's definitely someone now you got to pay attention to for sure, especially with T. Higgins on the men right now.
Yep.
As I was wondering, if he was healthy, I'd still wonder a little bit because I think I looked at Jamar Chase's targets. They're not through the roof, but he's the type of player where explosive plays.
Yeah.
Efficient.
Yeah, and looks like he's going to be a touchdown getter. So
yeah, I think right now he has 4 touchdowns on 11 catches. Yeah. So that's a pretty ridiculous pace. But,
very.
I mean, we'll get into the Thursday night game in a bit, but Jamar Chase should have another big game without T. Higgins there. T. Higgins hasn't been confirmed out, but it's not looking good for him.
I saw it
he did.
He was confirmed out as of a few hours ago. Yeah,
nice.
Unfortunately,
all right, Chase season.
Yeah,
but that was an impressive game from your Bengals. You're super high on them. They keep rolling. And how about the Steelers? I mean, Big Ben should have retired big time. It's apparent.
I mean, well, the first thing that really bugs me is just the fact that they can't stay healthy. It's that team, they can't get out of their own way. Deontay Johnson, look, when you took him, initially I was fuck, that's such a good pick.
Yeah.
But then I thought about it and I'm like, dude, he can't stay healthy. He's just always getting hurt. How do you rely on that dude?
Yeah, it's he was somebody that's literally, he goes down every game and a lot of times he'll play through it or he's out. Every single game it feels like it happens to him.
Literally every single game. Dude.
I was somebody, I wanted Claypool over him. You
right.
ended up you have to keep him, so that wasn't an option. But he's a weird player in fantasy. He gets a million targets. Technically they're number one, right? Just target wise. So it's roll the dice with him. Hope he stays healthy. But even when he comes back, how optimistic can you be about a guy like that?
No, I
mean, I can't be optimistic with anyone on that team because of Big Ben.
Yeah,
and their O-line's so bad.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Najee's even getting nothing going on the ground. So you're just they're just chucking,
he was all through the air.
Yeah, he's just chucking it down. It's pretty pathetic.
Big Ben can't even probably throw the football, so it's just, check down city.
I know, they really screwed it up. They they could have had a first round pick, maybe taken one of these quarterbacks that, so far, say what you want about them, but I'd rather have one of those quarterbacks right now than have a complete rebuild to look forward to for the next 2 or 3 years because they don't have a quarterback.
No.
Wouldn't you rather one of the top 5 rookie quarterbacks, right? The rookies right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Instead of Minka Fitzpatrick. I know he's a great player, but I don't know, they're going to be screwed.
Yeah, no. I think
unless they get a high pick in the draft next year.
I wouldn't even rule out that Big Ben gets benched and they throw in Mason Rudolph, who I don't think that highly of. But I mean,
he might be better than
if he keeps
right now.
playing this, it's just I don't know. You got a big body like Claypool. It's get somebody who can throw the ball up to that guy, or
What do they do with Duck Hodges? Was that the guy's name?
Is he still there? I honestly don't even know. Yeah.
Oh, I know Dwayne Haskins is
yeah,
there.
That's right. He's there.
So they got rid of the Duck?
That's true. He could. I think they'd still give it to Mason Rudolph. But yeah, I forgot.
Any of those guys is better than Big Ben right
now. We'll see. I'll give him another week. But if it looks bad.
I was nervous about him preseason.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, it's time to be scared if you have anything on the Steelers for the season or
just getting a hold in his body is beat up,
Yeah.
Any other matchups that stood out this week for you?
I'm trying to think. Well, I mean,
or that we just watched. I mean, from this previous.
Yeah, I mean that Sunday night game, the Packers that really finished the week off strong for me. That was my money line underdog. Didn't understand why they were underdogs. Also, I mean, if you followed Sunday school and you're on your phone right before kickoff, I put out a little, hey, plus 650 for Devontae Adams first touchdown.
Yep.
Sign me up. And I did the same thing the week before and it didn't work. But hey, it worked out this week and made a lot of coin.
I feel with the value, with at plus 650 odds and with the rate Devontae Adams scores in the Packers, if you just do that every game, you're gonna make money over the course of the season.
Yeah,
it's gonna hit a couple
It rang
times.
in my head. I was like, wait, they're underdogs for this game. So his odds for first touchdown are they're usually plus 350.
Yeah.
When they're favorite.
Right.
Because they're projecting that they're going to score first. But this game they didn't. So I was like, oh, wow. Okay.
Especially because that was his first time in the end zone, right? So, Rodgers was trying to throw his guy a bone there.
Yeah. It was also Devontae Adams' daughter's birthday. Was that the week before? Am I
no,
kidding?
no. It was.
It's all a blur.
It was the week before. It was definitely the week before. Because,
we did Devontae props that week.
Yeah, it was definitely the week before.
It was
trust
the week
me.
before. Wow.
Trust me.
Still hot in my mind.
Yeah.
It's all a blur. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the pros of following your favorite players. I was following Devontae Adams. I was like, oh wow, it's his daughter's birthday. I'm gonna bet his over on longest reception today.
We did hit on that. Yeah,
We did. That was fun. Yeah, no, the Packers. That was what impressed me. After a disgusting week one, and it disgusts me to talk about them like in a high light. I don't like them. I hate Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. But hey, sometimes you got to put those differences aside, and I kind of figured that week one thing was a fluke, and also the Saints defense is good. I'll give them that. So Packers are trending in the right direction. So it's looking like their offense is going to start clicking again.
That's making me wonder how legit the Panthers actually are. Because if you think about it, like New Orleans, beat Green Bay, defense shut them down. They came into New England, beat us pretty good, shut us down. Yeah. And the only team they lost to were the Panthers, who everyone's trying to figure out, are they a real 3-0 team or not?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, last week I talked very highly. I said out of all the 2-0 teams, they were my favorite. They have a pretty good schedule coming up. They just played Houston, but now CMC's out. That was big news from the week. Thursday night he got hurt, and so it looks like it's another hammy issue, which is something we don't like to see. Those could linger. They're 3-0 right now, so you got to think they're going to play it safe, which is smart. So I guess all I'm saying is hanging tight if you own them in fantasy.
When you mean like a real team, too, with that team, it's like I think they're going to be good enough record-wise.
Yeah, and they might even get some wins without them. But that's how good of a team they have.
Start playing the big boys of the league.
Now
I think so. That's what I mean. I don't know if they're
good
real
point.
to me yet.
This week against Dallas is a
you
big
think
test.
that LA Rams Bucks game, you think they had any business being on the field with those two teams competing?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Honestly, I don't know when exactly the Panthers and Bucks play. Obviously, they're going to play twice, but I'm really hoping for that first matchup, if it's in a few weeks, that maybe the Panthers are a 5-1 team and the Bucks are a 4-2, 5-1 team, and it's something like Bucks minus 6, something like that, and I'll hammer that all day long. You know what I mean?
Playing, then I'm all in on that,
right?
But that's the thing. In those kind of games against good opponents that will put up 24 plus on you. You're going to need
him to go Bucks, though, right?
No, that's what I'm saying.
You would go Bucks?
Oh, I'll take the Bucks all day long.
But if season, I'll take the Panthers, a division rival, to cover that. I think.
You think?
Bucks
I think the Bucks would. I think the Bucks will blow them out.
I need to see because the Panthers could be a completely different looking team in 2 weeks to me. You know what I mean? It's it's just a team that hasn't proven it yet enough. Where I got some confidence in them, and I think you. I
am confident. Yeah. Definitely confident.
Panthers don't play the Bucks until week 16, and then at Tampa week 18.
That's crazy.
That's a little ridiculous.
Really?
That's insane. So it sounds like CMC will probably be available.
Yeah.
All right.
That'll be interesting. We'll see.
Those games could have big implications.
Oh my God, yeah. Because I think the Panthers are going to be the number 2 team in the division at least.
And where they finished last year, so they get to either third or fourth, right? They get to play the third and fourth, or the Bucks have to. Oh, the Bucks finished second last year, so but those those.
The
Panthers have a very easy schedule.
Yeah, so they get to play whatever division it is, but the fourth or third place winner in that division, which is probably going to be another shitty team,
Yeah, I'm looking at their schedule now. I mean, it's not super easy or anything, but they get Philly and they get, Atlanta.
This week's Dallas.
I know that's going to be a big game without CMC. We won't be there. So if they can pull that one off in Dallas has looked good. They looked good against Philly on Monday Night Football. But, I mean, I think everyone's starting to. Week 1, the Eagles won that game, correct?
Yeah, Atlanta.
Yeah, okay, exactly. So I think we talked on week 2, is Philly good? And I didn't think they were going to be good. I thought the Eagles were going to be 0-7 this season. So
they're
looking like. Yeah. Did you see that they only had 3 running plays?
the whole game. I don't know.
3 rushing plays.
I mean, they were abysmal on offense, and their defense was they couldn't stop the run or the pass. It's like they're getting injured, and their D line now, like they're about to be a team that's like
I think
gonna get steamrolled. I think coming.
Them and the Giants are fighting to be the worst one in the division. Both of them are just not looking pretty.
Well, let me tell you, Daniel Jones will do everything he can to make sure the Giants win that. Trust me. Don't you worry. He is such a bum. Anyway.
You roll with them in fantasy this week, right?
And luckily it didn't matter. But I mean, for the love of God, like you can't throw a touchdown against the Falcons.
Yeah, that was a choice match.
Or run a touchdown. Like you can't score against the Falcons at home, dude. Like, what are you doing?
And then they ended up winning anyways. It probably pissed you off.
Yeah, it did.
Another thing that I found that was interesting this week is just now that the Chiefs are 1-2.
Yeah.
And now the Broncos and the Raiders moved on to 3-0. I was curious, what do you think the odds are on the Chiefs to win the division right now? And what odds would you like them at to bet them? Like, you guys both don't know? I know.
If it was anything like north of plus 300, I would definitely.
Look, I don't. I think it's tricky. Like I think the fact that I'm just gonna say that's there. I'm gonna say I don't know. What odds I need to take them at? I don't know. I'm like at a loss for words. I don't know.
Let me just tell you that
I feel
they're
like
still the favorite to win the division.
I was gonna say I would right now I would pick.
They're
them
still the favorites.
Still the
favorites.
Like minus 115 or something.
Yeah, okay.
So they're pretty much like.
If I had to pick, I'd still pick them.
I know that if you believe in the Chiefs, now's your time to just cash in, maybe.
But look, here's the thing that really makes me skeptical is when you look at preseason, what the Vegas over-under for the Chiefs was heading into the season. It was like
12.5.
Right, it was 12.5.
And I didn't like that either.
I didn't like that because that seems very low to me. I was like, this team should probably like be expected to win like 14 games, like realistically, like 14 games. Like, I don't know, 12.5 seemed a little low. So if Vegas is expecting them to win 12 games or less, like there's a very good chance they don't win that division.
But did anyone have a higher one than them? I feel like them and the Bucks were probably the same. I thought I saw.
What do you mean?
I know it's new now, the 17 games, but
over
win-loss.
I think the Bucks were probably 13 on the dot or something.
Yeah,
and then Chiefs were 12.5. Yeah, no, that's. I thought they would be underdogs right now. I was kind of shocked to see that they're minus 115, but they are the Chiefs and they get a lot of respect.
I love Justin Herbert. Like
I know, and
we
didn't. We talked about how two teams are 3-0, but the Chargers
play them well recently, and so do the Raiders. They've both been playing the Chiefs pretty good.
Did you see what? Did you see the clip of like Mahomes from like last year when he was golfing and? Like a fan like chirped at him like, "Hey, watch out for Justin Herbert next year," and he was like, "I'll believe it when I see it."
Yeah.
And then so after this game, after losing to Herbert, he said now he believes in him. So he has the respect earned. Those two going at it for the next decade plus is going to be pretty fun to watch outside. On the outside looking in.
And then you just got Derek Carr and the Raiders there to play spoiler and
the pest,
pee on everyone's parade.
I know. That's so annoying. But, I mean, they have to come back down to earth, right? Soon.
He's like a Derek Carr's like a Kirk Cousins type guy to me. Like, a lot of people give him crap, but he's capable. You know what I mean? He's a capable quarterback. Like, you know what I mean? Not saying like he's a leader or anything like that, but
he belongs to be a starter.
He can win you a football game.
There's other
like you can trust him to make big plays every once in a while.
Yeah, for sure. That's gonna be a very fun.
Do you trust the rest of that team though? Like
no, I'm saying I don't trust him.
And I don't even trust him. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
In other news, the Ravens. They really got a last-second, Hail Mary, but it was not a Hail Mary. It was a 66-yard field goal, record-breaking.
Yeah.
And did you guys know that this was the third time the Lions have lost to a record-breaking field goal? Twice by Justin Tucker.
That's actually awesome.
It's just the most Lions stat ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny that
So
they fell
nice.
victim to that, like just the longest field goals all the time.
I'm ready. I mean, we're Pats fans, Adam Vinatieri, but I'm ready to call Justin Tucker like the best kicker of
He
all
has
time.
to be now.
Like that guy.
Yeah, in 2013, he like drilled like with time expiring, like 63-yard field goal, which was like his personal best and franchise record or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like back in like 1970, the Lions like also lost to a record-breaking field goal, like 61. It's just a funny stat. Lions are, they're a gritty team right now. They keep showing that, and it sucks to see them fail. We were all rooting for them because everyone had, well, not everyone, but a lot of people had Ravens as Survivor. That was disappointing to see. But yeah, no, Jared Goff, man, that sucks.
No, yeah, we've said it multiple times. I'm not a big Jared Goff guy. I don't believe in him. I think he's an absolute bum. And I think the one thing the Lions have going for them is the fact that they are still an NFL roster that nobody believes in. So they get to go into every game with no pressure on them because
they got a chip on their shoulder.
Right, you got a chip in their shoulder, and nobody expects them to win. And real quick about the Ravens, I'll just say my favorite thing about the Ravens right now is lip reading John Harbaugh on the sidelines. Like, dude, the last game when he goes, Lamar, you want to go for it? And we were watching it live. And then this game after the Tucker kick, he's going, he broke the record. He broke the record.
I missed that.
No,
I
dude,
didn't
both
see
times
that.
just lip reading him. Yeah, I love it. That's keep the eye on John Harbaugh. It's good.
Yeah, for
good
sure.
camera.
Did you see Jared Goff? I saw the stat. I didn't believe it. Is that he still hasn't won an NFL game without Sean McVay as the head coach? 0-9. He's never won an NFL game without having Sean McVay as a head coach.
Who was his coach before
Jeff
Sean
Fisher.
He was there for a year with
Wait,
him.
yeah, he had
I forgot
Fisher?
about
Yeah,
that.
he was with Jeff Fisher, and they never won a game.
Yeah, I remember his rookie year was real bad. For him. Yeah.
And he didn't start right away, right? That may have been it.
I think he started
no,
right
no.
out the gate. Yeah. I
Yeah, I forget what happened
but
exactly, but I saw that stat, and I was like, I believe it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they sucked when he was a rookie.
I think him and Wentz started right off the bat. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
When they both got drafted. I just remember it was not good for him in his rookie year.
No.
And it got
So, it's
better pretty quickly, but
trending downhill for him. That sucks. But he's still making a lot of
No,
money.
you guys are right. That's a gritty team. It's a team that's like they're just not a complete pushover. Like they actually got a pretty decent offensive line.
They're fighting. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're fighting in games.
Yeah.
They're covering. So
Yeah.
keep an eye on them. they like their coach.
About the only good thing. Yeah, you can say
They're playing.
that.
Yeah, they're playing for the coach.
You can say that about them. They're gritty.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. One team that's not gritty, and they're going to be leaving their stadium, is the Bears. They're a complete pushover right now.
Yeah.
The Justin Fields experiment just started, and they can't protect him for, like it's their job. That's their one job, the offensive line. Just make sure he doesn't get, like hits, and they just keep getting to him and getting to him. And the play calling is just atrocious. Before the season started, I was like, how do you fire Matt Nagy? Because they just drafted Justin Fields. You got to give him a full year with him. But now I'm like, this guy's gonna be fired soon.
Yeah, no,
soon.
that
It's being apparent. It's so apparent that he sucks.
Like something tells me them drafting Justin Fields wasn't like a Matt Nagy call. It was probably like an organizational.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're drafting this guy.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Anyways, the Bears are now getting shipped out of Soldier Field. Did you see that?
No.
They announced they signed a $197 million purchase and sale agreement with Churchill Downs Incorporations to move their stadium to a 326-acre Arlington Park property.
Wow.
Yeah.
When is that?
The deal will close like in late 2022 or something like that.
When did that?
So now, like Mayor Lightfoot and like they're butting heads about like how they're gonna repay the city of Chicago. It just happened today.
Now I feel like obligated to go to Soldier Field one time because that's historic.
I know.
Very
I was just
historic
gonna say,
stadium.
like, I mean, they must bring it down, right? But it's almost like Fenway there. Like, wouldn't it just feel?
I think they're gonna knock
wouldn't
it
it feel
down.
dirty if we like the Red Sox moved and then they just tore down Fenway Park?
That would
like,
I would have to skip
I
work
feel
that
like
day.
Chicago-
I would have to call out of work and be like, I have to go watch Fenway get torn down.
Like, are they just gonna tear
And
down?
I'd be so
Soldier
open
Field?
about
That's
it.
what I want to know. Like, are they just gonna get rid of it? Like,
I know. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, you know what? Now that I think of it, they probably will keep it and use it for something else.
Yeah.
I think I read that somewhere. But yeah, no, there's reasons why they're doing it. What did you mention earlier about tailgating?
Yeah,
No.
so I haven't been, but I heard it's just like, it's like Fenway Park. It's right in the heart of the city where it's like you can't tailgate at all, So it's
Not a
like,
good experience for you.
I mean, you just go out around like the bars and stuff if you want to like do anything before. But yeah, I guess there's just no parking lot or anything like that. And
well, hey, we be tourists. That's fine.
yeah, no, and I heard like Wrigleyville out there is
pretty good,
unreal.
yeah.
So
Well, their new stadium will be right near O'Hare Airport, so very easy to get to. Yeah. Shout out to my relatives on that one. Yeah, no, it makes sense that they're leaving Soldier Field, though. It's like the smallest capacity stadium right now in the NFL. So, yeah, that's happening. Bears fans are pissy, and they're also pissy about their team, so it's funny. The Lions are not the laughing stock of their division right now.
Yeah.
That's, goes to show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's get into some picks this week, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
And we'll just start off with Justin's Bengals on Thursday Night Football.
So I this is weird for me because I hate the 7.5 point spread. I hate it because we all looked at it last week and then we said, "What? That doesn't make any sense. We got to take the Cardinals." And for 3 quarters, it looked like it was an awful decision, and the Cardinals finally covered, right? And I think they're trying to make people be like, "Hey, don't make the same mistake." I think they're playing mind games. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't want to touch it. I think the Bengals should win, but
Wow, that's surprising that you're nervous about
I'm
them
nervous.
facing the Jaguars, and they're at home. If it was in Jacksonville, maybe I'd be a little bit nervous, but no, they're at home. They know they're prime time. They want to prove that they're a team on the up and up, and they're facing the worst team, one of the worst teams in the league.
Don't get me wrong. I'm taking the Bengals. I'm starting Joey Big Balls in fantasy, but
yeah, of course you are.
That being said, I think it's an interesting number.
By half a point or something if you're nervous. They're going to win by 7.
They should.
No, they will.
They should.
Yeah, no, I feel good about it. I think Joe Mixon's going to run all over them. Me and Derek were looking at, before we got here, I love Joe Mixon anytime touchdown scorer. That's going to be on my card. The Jaguars cannot. They're so bad on defense, and I think the Bengals will have the lead, and he's just going to get 30 touches.
Yeah.
He's leading. He's like 3rd in the NFL right now for running backs with like touches, I think.
Yep.
Opportunities. So, yeah, facing the Jaguars, you're at home. I think they're just going to pound it with him. And, of course, I still like Jamar Chase in that. And, I think Joe Burrow has a really good game, too. I'm not scared of this. The Jaguars are not showing me anything on offense, anything that scares me. Sure, they can put up like 20, but they're making a lot of mistakes. Right now, the Bengals are averaging 18 points against per game. So, they're deep. That's what I'm surprised you're not talking about their defense. Like
No,
that's like no one's talking about that.
I love the defense. Their defense has been playing really well.
Is it going to be a fluke?
I just don't want to blow my load because the spread makes me weary.
Yeah,
Spread
okay.
makes me weary,
All right.
but I am my brain is telling me full out Bengals. They're gonna smoke the Jaguars. The spread just makes me wary. I don't know.
I feel similar to you. But you like the Bengals.
I like the
I don't
Bengals.
So it's a little
trust them yet.
surprising.
I'm going to lean Bengals, but just because of how that defense is playing. I don't think it's like a great defense, but
No.
it's pretty good. So I'm going to take them to cover it, but I don't feel.
You don't feel
I
super great
strongly
about it.
They also just traded the Jaguars just traded away their number 1 cornerback, C.J. Henderson, to the Panthers.
Yeah.
So it's a bad defense getting worse.
They got the postman though. So
Yeah,
the weapon.
postman Dan
Yeah,
Arnold.
he might go nuts.
He must be
Thursday night
so. He
special.
must be so depressed.
Second Thursday
He's
night
like,
game in a row
shit.
for him.
He was on a 3-0 team, and now
Carolina.
now he's in literally the worst locker room that you could be in. Everyone hates each other. I bet they don't smile in that locker room. It's just high tension. Well, no, I do follow DJ Chark on Instagram.
You can look at it too. Like
They
he's
like each other. But.
He's probably the only tight end that's going to be catching the ball there. Where that dude, Tommy Treble, whatever, was catching touchdowns
Yeah.
for Carolina.
Oh, I know.
That's what he
Yeah,
said.
they like him. They like
Yeah.
him in Carolina.
Yeah, I
so.
guess that's why they did it.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I'm also going Bengals, and that will be on my card. I've already put my bet in on the Bengals minus 7.5. I'm not
Yeah.
afraid.
Feeling good about it.
And the
I'll
Joe
take
Mixon bet. I haven't placed that one yet, but it'll happen.
That will be my bet for sure. I will have that in there.
Cool. And also, Yeah. So that's the Thursday night game, and now that we go into the Sunday night or Sunday games, this is where I'm gonna just tell you guys you have to join the Hedgebettor Spread Em.
Yes.
Venmo, what is it? $10?
Venmo $10.
That's nothing.
Hedgebettor. Yeah, no, it's $10. I mean, last week the winner won $200. Shout out Mike Kelly, and that's only going to keep growing. We're looking to get this to be a huge pot. We're only 2 weeks in. We're getting a bunch of people already. We just released the week 4 Spread 'em earlier this afternoon. We already got a bunch of entries flooding in, so should be another good one.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm going to be involved. And so it won't have the Thursday night game because we're going to let people,
Yeah. So
more people try and get in this time.
exactly. So we don't include the Thursday. It's basically a Sunday spread.
Yeah.
So we don't include the Thursday night game, and then we use the Monday night as a tiebreaker, and we have you enter what you think the total score will be for the Monday night game, which is actually what happened this past week. We had a tiebreaker again, and went to the Monday night score. Mike Kelly had the over, and he won.
Oh, nice.
So
It's
there we
actually
go.
a lot of
I like that.
average people, their minds don't start thinking football till the weekend hits. So they're not
Right.
thinking
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
there before Thursday and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Exactly.
Yeah, this weekend, just we'll be posting about it. But
Yo,
yeah,
yeah,
get in
for
there,
sure.
get in there. It's fun.
Yep.
So yeah, let's get to the Sunday games here. We got. Oh, sorry, sir.
No, you're good.
The first one popping up for me is a close one. It's gonna be the Washington football team -1.5 at Atlanta. They just Atlanta looked like they were gonna fall to the Giants, but they came from behind. Very impressive win. But and then they have to face Taylor Heineke. This team has not been good on defense. They are allowing second most yards per game on a so if you told me that before the season started, I would be like, hell no, that's not happening. They have one of the best. So yeah, a little concerned with their defense and how this team is trending. But Atlanta, after week 1, I very much said to myself, I'm never betting Atlanta this season. So I don't know where to stand. In the Spread 'em, it's Atlanta at home. What are you guys feeling? The over-under is 48 also, just to throw it out there.
I'm gonna let you go first, D.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Look, I think Tyler Heineke's not bad, but when I watch him play, I feel like I think I was saying this to you earlier, like he just looks like his hair's on fire. I just feel like he's running around. He's not like, I just think turnovers are going to start. He did it last week. Granted, Buffalo's really good defense.
Yeah.
I just see more coming in his future. I don't exactly trust him. So I'm gonna go with the veteran
You're trusting,
quarterback at home.
that's what I was gonna say. You're going with the better quarterback, the offense you like better.
Pull out a win at home.
Okay, Justin, how are you feeling?
I actually got Washington -1.5 on my card.
Ooh,
And I honestly, you know what? Atlanta's one of those teams that I feel like you never know what you're going to get from them week in, week out. They consistently bite people in the ass. They lose when you think they're going to win. They win when you think they're going to lose. I'm just playing a little psychology game. I'm saying, okay, Atlanta just is fresh off a win. Washington's fresh off a loss. Atlanta's at home, and yet they're only 1.5. I don't know. I feel like Atlanta should be favored. They're not. They're 1.5-point dogs. It's just weird to me. I still think Washington defense is gonna blow through that Atlanta offensive line, disrupt the running game, and I don't know. The Falcons just look like shit, to be completely honest.
Yeah, trust me, it doesn't feel good.
No.
The Atlanta Falcons ever. But
that always seems to bite you in the ass at the end of the day, even though it looks good on paper. It really does, and that's why I ended up going. This game is on my card. That also includes 2 underdog money lines.
Ooh.
And in this game, I elected to take the over 48 points because Washington's defense is scaring me.
Okay.
And Atlanta's offense looks like they're fine. They're moving the ball. And Washington on the other, and Washington's, Taylor Heineke is not that bad. Sure, he runs, like he doesn't have he just runs wild and he is sporadic, but he can make plays. I think and they're also getting Curtis Samuel back. I'm very interested to see how he looks. He was in pads today. He could be a huge help since they haven't had basically any wide receiver helping out Terry McLaurin. So their offense might click. Gibson should eat.
That's what I'm thinking.
And Atlanta, their defense will give up at least 23 points in this. So basically, I'm thinking 48 is the over/under. I think both teams get 24 points. This over/under should probably be cashed in the third quarter. I think. Hoping. So yeah, that's on my card. And I like in the spread 'em, I'll be going with Washington because I think they're a better team.
There you go. And I got Ridley and Gibson, so points, baby.
Oh yeah, cool.
Lay them on there.
You're in. Next game, we got the Detroit Lions against the Chicago Bears. Obviously, the way I talked about them earlier on in this pod, I obviously have respect for one of these teams right now, and I don't have much for the other. This game is at Soldier Field, and the Bears are -3. Who wants to go first on this one out of you two?
You got a strong conviction about this game? Because I'm teetering on this one. I'll let you go.
So, first off, this is the who gives a fuck game of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up. But if Justin Fields is starting after what I saw last week in his, that offense, not only the offensive line's inability to protect him, that's the one thing Andy Dalton had going for him. He might not be, he's definitely not a better long-term quarterback, but he has the experience to, when he's playing with a god-awful offensive line that falls apart, he has enough experience that he can make something out of nothing. We saw clearly Justin Fields didn't have that yet. He looked like a deer in the headlights. Yeah. So given how hungry the Lions are, they've been robbed consistently. They've been in, I feel like almost all their games, even the Packers game, the first half, they were really in it. They've shown they can play. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Lions on the road +3. The Bears just seem like everything's going wrong for them right now. And like you just said, they just announced they're leaving Soldier Field. I don't know. I'm just going to take the Lions. I'm going to take the points on the Lions.
Okay.
This one's interesting for me because a lot of people probably won't agree with this, but I saw Andy Dalton was limited today. And if he plays, it makes me want to go with the Bears.
That's a big factor. It's a very big factor.
Listen, I mean, I like Justin Fields long term. I just don't think he's ready yet. I don't
know. Yeah, that is a huge factor.
He's in a bad situation. If he was, on a better team, I think he could figure out. I think it's going to be tough to figure it out on that team.
Honestly, they even said Nick Foles has a shot.
Yeah, I honestly.
Why would you start Nick Foles? Honestly,
I was just going to say that after. I think if
you think he has a better shot than Fields too, right?
I think he might play over Fields.
Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing Nick Foles soon. Mainly, just if you're the Bears, you have to be thinking all right, we're not getting rid of Fields by any means, but there was already rumors before the season started that they're fielding trade offers for Foles. Foles wants out because he knows he has no future there.
He's got a $28 million.
So why not showcase him? I think they're eventually, if this starts going really, really bad, they're going to start showcasing Foles and hope that they get a couple wins, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna roll with Detroit. I don't.
You don't feel great about it.
Again, I don't feel great about it, but I'll take Detroit in it. Yeah.
Okay, wise men. That's the first money line underdog for me on my card.
Love it.
Lions money line. It's +120 on the site. I don't need the +3. I got this.
I'll make a note of that.
Yeah. So the Bears, they cannot protect whoever is under center for them that game. I don't care who it is. There's just so many bad vibes with how that offense is operating. They're not taking shots downfield because the quarterbacks don't have time, so it's very predictable what they're doing. And then also the pass rush for the Detroit Lions is their strength. So I really feel like whoever's under center is just not going to have a good day. And I like the Lions to put up a respectable amount of points. The over-under for this game is 42, so maybe I could see the Lions winning something like 23-17 or something. Something like that. I think they're going to, the Bears' defense doesn't scare me anymore at all. They're just middle of the road to me. And Detroit, they might just, control the clock with their run game. I think they can do that. Jared Goff needs a win. Let's give this guy a win.
Yeah, they've been, they at least have, an identity. They've been running the football.
Exactly.
You look at the Bears, you're like, I don't
know what the hell they're doing.
With that
team.
It
looks like a college team playing a professional game.
TJ Hawkinson's looking throw to him and then just run the football.
Yeah.
It's been having some success doing that for the Lions, so I'm going to roll with them.
Yeah. Cool. I'm glad you guys are on board on that one, but I am going with the money line. Don't need the +3.
Love it.
The next game, we got the Cleveland Browns at the Minnesota Vikings. The Cleveland Browns are favored in this one. They're minus 135 for money line, and they're minus 2 for the spread. So yeah, Vikings are at home. They're dogs, even though they're kind of showing that they shouldn't be fucked with. It got you your mortal lock win last week. Defense kind of stepped up against a good quarterback, good offense. So yeah, over under in this one's 51.5. They're expecting a little bit of a back and forth here. So yeah, what are you guys feeling? Do you guys have any strong take on this one?
You want to go?
Again, a lot of close matchups. Like this one's not. I mean, you feel like I sound like I'm beating.
This will be fun. This will be fun to watch.
Not a strong conviction, but I'm gonna go Vikings. I'm gonna go Vikings to. I mean, almost like a pick 'em, but they're at home. I know Odell looked pretty good. He looked all right, in his first game, but their offense is kind of limited without Landry. I think if the Vikings can stop the run, they could be in trouble. I think the Browns. It's a big if. The Vikings defense has been a little shaky, but Kirk Cousins and that offense is playing pretty well right now. I think they're going to put up points, so I'll roll with the Vikings.
Yeah, it's a really tough one. This is one I'm going to actually completely avoid. On record, I'm going to avoid. I'm not going to put on my card. For right now, I'm going to roll with Derek and take the Vikings and the points, just for the simple fact that I believe it's in Minnesota, right?
It is, yeah.
And I mean, whenever you see a home team getting points, you want to look for reasons to try to take them. And I think it's it's going to be close enough to a flip that I'll take them with the points. And I think they kind of got a hot hand and they're getting themselves together a little bit. Plus, I just want to say the Browns. They came out hot against the Chiefs, but ultimately after that let down, and then the kind of coming out flat against like the Texans. Like we haven't seen them play their best football by any means.
I think it's because they've had some injuries.
For sure, right.
Baker himself, I know it's his left shoulder,
Yeah.
but I question, how he's feeling.
Didn't Odell even have to pop his shoulder back in?
He said that popped out. So
he after the game said it was just a football thing. I just popped it back in.
And
so
what's scary about
I
that
guess,
thing is-
but that's a guy that I get scared about if he's already popping his shoulder back in.
Yeah. And they can run the football, so that's what they're going to try to do, And it's tough to stop.
Both
so
teams,
we'll see. Yeah.
I like literally. I think like the Vikings are they're like so similar. Like the AFC team that wants to run the ball, but they can also throw the ball. They have talented pass catchers,
right.
And also. They have talented quarterbacks. Baker's starting to show that he's one of the good young quarterbacks in this league, and Kirk Cousins, he's been super consistent throughout his career. I saw something that Kirk Cousins in the past 6 seasons has the most games with 300 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and no picks. 12 games of those.
Yeah, I've always been
in the past 6 seasons. He has the most. There's 3 guys who have 11. It was like Mahomes, so that's impressive because he hasn't played in the last 6 seasons. He's only played in 3.
I'd always say I think he'd be great. Like after Brady left, I'm like I would take Kirk Cousins.
Oh my God,
Patriots,
he's like the perfect safe guy that doesn't really turn the ball over too much, and if he's on a team with a good defense,
accurate, similar to Mac Jones.
He's a smart quarterback.
Yeah.
And you give him good weapons, and I like. So that also that's all I need to say for my pick. I'm also going to ride the Vikings with you +2.
There you go.
Don't really understand it. The Browns don't really, outside of OBJ, have other good target to go to consistently. So that's an easy one for me, I think, but it's not on my card. It's an easy one for me, but not on my card because it is sketchy. I don't know.
It's a lot of even matchups this week, I feel like.
There's a bunch of them.
Another even one. Another 2-point spread. It's the Miami Dolphins hosting the Indianapolis Colts. Last week we were talking, Justin and everyone else were talking, the Colts can't start 0-3. And, they ran it. Yeah, well, it's not what I said. Titans _5, baby.
Yeah.
But, the Colts are in panic mode right now. I don't know how. I mean, I was actually pretty startled how their offense actually looked somewhat solid last week. I thought they were going to be totally inept, but it looks like Carson Wentz is somewhat okay. But their offense isn't. Their O-line's not as good as advertised. That's a major issue. And
Nelson's out again this week. I think.
Quentin Nelson is going to be out. So the Dolphins, they're at home. They still don't have Tua. What are you guys feeling for this one? Over-under's 42.5. They're kind of expecting this to be a little bit on the lower scoring side, which is I tend to agree with.
Yeah.
A lot of running the ball, game, trying to just control the clock, and yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have a strong conviction either way. Like, this is another game that I really would like to avoid. I guess the only thing I'll say is I think the Dolphins played really well last week, and I think Jacoby Brissett did almost everything besides win, needed to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. Like, he checked all the boxes last week. I think if that team comes out and he plays that way again and the Dolphins play that way again at home, I think they'll probably beat this Colts team. But again, it's kind of the same thing that I was thinking last week. It's like, can the Colts really start 0-4? Like, they're not a bad team.
I know.
Are they really going to start 0-4? So I don't know. I gun to my head, I'll take the Dolphins at home, but I don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole.
So Dolphins -2 for spread them.
Yeah.
That's all you're going to be doing. Spread them for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Derek, how you feeling?
Yeah, similar type of feeling, but on the other side of the coin, I'm going to roll Colts. I think the Colts find a way to get it done. I think he hasn't been good this year, but I saw Will Fuller is not. Is he out or he's looking the wrong direction?
I actually didn't see that.
Look, he's just someone that at least stretches the field for them. I like Waddle, but he hasn't proved to be explosive yet. So I think you can contain them on offense. I think the Colts D will play decent enough, and then I don't know. I think they'll be able to run the ball this game a little bit. The Colts get a W, but again, I don't. I keep saying there's no strong conviction yet.
No, it's fine.
Games,
no, I know.
I'm going to roll Colts.
These +2 games, +2, -2 games have been pretty tough to really get a grasp on. I don't have too strong of a feeling on this one, but I'm leaning the Dolphins. I think that they're, Jacoby, I think, isn't a major downgrade whatsoever to Tua. I wouldn't even call it a downgrade.
No.
It's their offense kind of is just whatever. They're not that great anyway, so. But no, I respect what they're doing on defense. I think they can hold, in a low-scoring game, they can manage it right. And I don't know. There's a little magic in the air in Miami. That's all. This is a weird one. I've just been anti-Carson Wentz until I see it. That's kind of been my take with this season, and he hasn't shown it to me, so I'm going to keep fading him. I don't know. I don't like it. If they get behind, I don't like their odds of making a comeback, so that's where I'm at. I think could be a little bit of a bounce back game for Myles Gaskin, who's been pretty quiet. So yeah, that could be a very boring game. I don't like betting unders. I also I don't like betting unders there at 42. I'm not betting this under, but gun to my head, if I had to bet this game over under, I go under.
It's just hard to imagine somehow an offensive explosion in that game.
Yeah. That game will be 17-10.
Is there an over-under on turnovers? Because I like to bet the over.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's props for everything, man.
Right,
maybe we'll find something.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a pick
that.
for both quarterbacks or something.
Oh,
yeah.
Hammer.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
All right, another one. Another one at 1 o'clock. We got the Tennessee Titans. My mortal lock last week. They're -7 going to the New York Jets, who have not shown really any sign of hope. Zach Wilson just not looking pretty. Their offense just the same kind of situation as the Bears. O-line's not giving them really much to work with, and the pass catchers are dropping, not easy passes, but, they're dropping a lot of passes, and, defense is, there's been some lone bright spots, but, they've looked pretty ugly so far.
The Jets haven't kept any of their games within 7 points, right?
How many did they get against the Pats? Because they got 0 last week. So in their past 2 weeks, they have less than 10 points.
But even if they did, they got smoked pretty easy.
Yeah, they got. Yeah, I'm saying
the
the Panthers wound up beating them by, I think it was 2 scores week 1. Patriots multiple score. Broncos shut them out.
I think the Panthers actually. I think the Jets actually made a late comeback in that game, but just Yeah, they haven't been in many games.
So I just don't understand where this 7-point spread is coming from. Like I would actually feel more comfortable taking Tennessee if it was like Tennessee -9 or 10. To be completely honest, like the fact that it's -7 is creeping me the fuck out. Like I don't know what to take. My gut tells me that Tennessee should beat them by 30 points, but it's just that's really weird to me. But I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm just gonna take Tennessee -7 and hope that right justice prevails. I don't know.
Yeah, what are you feeling? And before you say anything, let's keep in mind that Julio Jones has an injury and A.J. Brown is not going to be playing. He's week to week.
So I get that.
So if Julio Jones doesn't go, who's catching balls for Tennessee? Is that why it's
Chester
like this?
Rogers.
That's probably why.
Some no name got like touchdown and
McNichols or something. I don't even.
It was like I'm not even gonna bother looking it up because he was so irrelevant.
Yeah.
But that has to be some kind of concern, right? If those two receivers don't suit up, I don't know. The Titans' offense has not been clicking on cylinders this whole season. I mean, they had bright spots, but
No, I don't know. Like it just seems really weird to me. Like the Jets could come out. I feel like maybe put up a fight, but just as easily Derrick Henry could run for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns, and the Titans don't even need their receivers to beat the Jets. Like that's kind of what I'm thinking, to be completely honest. But yeah, I don't know. I find it very hard to believe, even if it's a close game at like the half, that the Titans can't pull away and cover a 7-point spread by the end of the game.
I was just gonna say that. I feel like it's gonna be looking like, I should have took the Jets in this,
right?
And then they're gonna win by like
somehow Derrick Henry just puts the team on his back.
It's gonna be like a 9-8 point something weird like that win for Tennessee.
Yeah.
So
let's hope that doesn't happen because
I was thinking
Jets money line.
This is my second underdog.
Second underdog.
Wow.
They are plus 270 at home. They are desperate. They're a pretty feisty team. I mean, I think Robert Saleh can. So I think he can.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
He can rev something up against this team that's going to be without their two best. I'm calling my shot here. Their best two receiving options. Julio's going to be out, and if he does play, he's going to be hobbled and pretty much ineffective. The strength even for this team on the Jets is stopping the run. They are averaging what?
Can I convince you? I think you should take spread.
No, it's already in. It's already in. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like it if it's spread.
Well, all right. I'll get the Jets spread them. In the Hedgebettor Spread Em, I'll get Jets plus 7 in there.
It's your bet.
It's my bet, and I'll do what I want.
Actually, like closing that out. They're gonna blow.
No,
it.
yeah, I feel like they're gonna blow.
Okay.
But
Well, you're gonna miss out on a pretty big money dog.
all right.
Yeah, money dog parlay. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it.
All right.
So far,
Money dog parlay.
yeah. So now it's Jets money line, Lions money line, and the over in the Washington Atlanta game. And then there's one other game. But yeah, no, the Jets, they are very good against the run. They average 3.3 yards per carry, pretty low. I think Derrick Henry can still have a game. He can get the ball 20. He can touch it 25 times and get 160 yards. I think so. This is why I feel like this can happen. I think Zach Wilson has had some tough matchups. Like we all know what Bill Belichick does to rookie quarterbacks. Who were the other teams he played? The Panthers, who we're talking about as one of like the low key best, surprises for a defense. And then who was the other team he played?
The
Broncos. Pretty good defense.
Loves.
Very good defense. They're 3-0. The Titans going into the season, everyone said their secondary is pretty whack, and I tend to agree. I think their best guys like Janoris Jenkins, who's pretty like washed up at this point. I just think Zach Wilson this could be his game that he doesn't like go nuts, but has a good game. Everyone's gonna be like, you know what, Zach Wilson looks good.
You love the revenge angle, Corey Davis revenge game.
You betcha. Yep. Corey Davis will probably be in a couple of DraftKings lineups for sure.
I figured.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. I'm glad you caught on. Yeah, no, this is just a good spot. They're at home against a team that is going to be without their best two receiving options. It's Jets D against Derrick Henry, and I'm gonna look so silly for this. No, I'm not. Jets money line.
All right, love it.
Yep. I'm gonna be 4-0 on the money line underdog. So
All right.
yeah, all right. Whew, got that one out of the way. Let's see. We got the team we were just talking about, the Panthers, plus 4.5 going to Dallas. That's what I got for a spread. I don't know what you guys have been seeing, but Dallas Cowboys coming off a big win against their division rival, Philly, and the Carolina Panthers they're 3-0, but they're gonna have to go into this game without CMC. We know that.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, how do we feel? The over-under is 50.5, so they're kind of expecting a little bit of a shebang, if you must say. Do you think Sam Darnold can carry this team to a win? Dallas's defense isn't that great.
What do you think, D?
Yeah, I saw 3.5, which I like a lot more, but I'll still roll with 4.5. Dallas, I'm gonna go with them. I like the way their offense is playing right now, and I watched, Thursday Night Football, so you got to watch that game in full against Houston. That team sucks, and I don't know.
And they actually moved the ball a little bit.
Carolina took a little bit to get going. They got to go into Dallas. Dallas's defense is not as bad as it was last year. Diggs is playing pretty good in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Van Der Esch is looking. I mean, that guy's never healthy, but when he is out there, he's pretty good. I'm gonna roll with Dallas and then cover it. I think Dak Prescott's just looking real good right now. I think he continues to roll.
Yeah, I got to take Dak too. I actually think 4.5 would have been a reasonable spread, even if like CMC was healthy. To be completely honest, the fact that he's not. I'm gonna take the Cowboys, and I'm just gonna. Plus, too, don't forget, no one's really talking about. I know they just signed C.J. Henderson, but it takes a while to step in and play an impactful role on a team. When you just get traded,
walk in.
You can't just walk on. And J.C. Horn, their number one cornerback, is down, which is why they got Henderson, right?
Yeah.
So, they're missing their number one corner, so pretty much their best offensive player and their best offensive player. And I think the Cowboys are starting to peak a little bit, and let's not forget their only loss was to the GOAT opening night in Tampa in a very close game. So unless I'm just being completely fooled, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Cowboys.
And hey, Chargers look good this year. They went into their own
exactly. So
before we jeez. I was gonna put those back on, but I guess I won't. Before I came in here today, I was like, this is the game that I really just won't know what I'm going to do until I get in the studio. And after talking to you guys, I think I'm just going to roll with you guys. I don't know. You guys presented a good argument for the Cowboys. I think without J.C. Horn and a couple of other, and obviously CMC, this is the game that they drop.
Right.
I think the Panthers lose. Do I think they keep it close? I can't even say that they do. I think Dallas might. There's a decent chance Dallas just owns them. Just owns the time possession and everything. So
they got. I mean, I was telling you about both their tight ends. I think they got two capable tight ends too. To go with those receivers, they just got a lot on offense.
Yeah, Dalton Schultz looked really good on Monday night. So the Panthers D might have a surprising task ahead of them, and it could be a little bit of a beatdown.
And the Cowboys line, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're still pretty healthy right now, right? And one of the Panthers' strengths has been their pass rushing and their ability to get after the quarterback. So, if you go up against a healthy Cowboys O-line.
So they're probably...
you can negate that.
I don't know what side he's on. Like, Brian Burns is probably their best, player on defense right now. He's going to have to go up against Tyron Smith, so it's going to be a tough call right there.
Dak could have, all day to throw it a CD. We might see, after last game where it was just dominated by the run, this game might be dominated by just... throwing the ball, chucking it. Cedric Wilson.
Yeah, he looks good too. And they have a lot
if anyone was watching that whole game, he had a ridiculous. Did they call that no catch? He didn't get the second foot down.
Yeah,
that was impressive though. Watching that live, he's
feeling. Draft that guy because I'm saying they keep hitting. I don't know. Gallup was a pretty high pick too, right?
Gallup was pretty high. Yeah, I was just gonna say he's filling in Gallup's shoes very nicely right now with his absence, but. Yeah, Dallas, man. They're just like the Steelers. Keep drafting good receivers.
Well, they got to stop drafting receivers. Draft some nice young offensive linemen. Keep adding to that defense.
Yeah, I know. Seriously. Yeah, well, the CeeDee Lamb pick. Come on. I mean,
Yeah,
that was,
now at this point,
they
you
didn't
got
know they were
CD,
going to do
you
that
got
until
Amari.
it happened, and they
They
were
drafted Cole Beasley too. He probably went late, but I mean that's that's
Very nice
that's
pick.
impressive
Yeah.
to me.
That's a nice pick, yeah.
When you find a receiver that late, a little guy like that who
Oh,
ends up
yeah.
being
Yeah.
a stud, like he's a good player.
yeah.
For sure.
All right, we got next game coming up. It's the New Orleans Saints. They're gonna be facing the New York Giants. Yeah, I know. You laughed. I was laughing in my head, and yeah, this is gonna be New Orleans' first game in New Orleans this season because of the hurricane. So you gotta know they gotta be pretty amped up. Yeah, tough game for the. I mean, the Giants choked once again. They literally could be 2-1.
Yeah.
Like all the jokes aside, they're the team that like their record could be completely flip flopped right now if it wasn't just for a couple of fourth quarter embarrassments.
So they're what? They're 0-3, right? They could be.
They're 0-3.
Yeah, this is easily could be a 3-0
oh yeah,
team. They
that
should-
Redskins,
yeah.
the football team game, whatever. Yeah,
I mean, I hate saying like they should have won, but like that Redskins game,
That- they had that. They
had
had
that
it.
game. Yeah,
They had
They
that.
literally, I mean, they had it.
they choked it. Yeah, and they choked once again against the Falcons. So now they have to face a much tougher team, and one of the best defenses right now, hottest defense. They're coming off a good road win against our New England Patriots. They burnt me last week. I could have had a perfect card, but hey, can't win them all. What are you guys feeling for this one? For Saints minus 7.5. Do you think they can cover that?
I'll go if you want me to.
Yeah, sure.
You go.
I'm taking Giants. I think that I like that getting that 7.5. I like it a lot. If it was 7, I'd maybe have I'd still probably roll Giants. I don't know. I think I have a weird feeling it's going to be one of those games where Daniel Jones shows up.
Really?
Yep, I got a feeling about it. I don't know, and which is funny because I liked the Saints against us last week, but I watched the game. I think a good team would have killed us last week, and they let us hang around. Jameis, I don't think
true.
Jameis looked good last week at all.
No.
They have a good roster. Like they're built well, but I don't know what his Armstead got hurt in that game against us. I don't know what he's looking like, but they're anchored their team of their 2 tackles, and I know Armstead went down. I don't know what he's looking like for this game, but I think the Giants are going to show up and cover the spread at least in that game. I'm going to roll with them.
So one thing that I think I'm starting to pick up on the Giants, and more so Daniel Jones, is the fact that he's kind of like the Falcons in human form. Like when you think he's gonna go off, he sucks, and then when you think he's gonna suck, he like pulls a game out of his ass and does like some shit. And so because I've been super low on him, and because I said how much he sucked and how much he boned me last week, and I immediately benched him, not only benched him, dropped him, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I agree with Derek and just say for the sake of how things usually work out, he's probably gonna have a good game, and the Giants will probably cover the 7.5, even though they shouldn't, and I still think he's a bum. I'm still going to take the Giants 7.5.
So everything probably would have happened as you said it, but then the fact that you just said it,
I know.
Now, it reverses, and now your take is going to be wrong. I have Saints minus 7.5 in this game. It's going to be on my card.
Really?
I also filled out a little like a money line, like heavy favorite money line parlay to go with, because I did another parlay that was $200.
Yeah,
it was risky, so I went with one that was full of favorites, and the Saints are one of my favorites. They're minus 390 as a money line pick. That's what I did, just money line.
Wow.
But like in the spread, I'm probably gonna add them for a unit for 7.5 as well. I think they're gonna.
So you like them? Okay.
Yeah, no, I like them. They're not my mortal lock. They almost were.
Yeah.
Very close to being my mortal lock.
Okay.
First game in NOLA, they're gonna be amped.
Play should be up.
Yeah.
Place should be
should.
popping. Yeah, and the Giants' offense is just not clicking. Plenty of injuries to go around.
There is a lot of injuries.
Looks like Evan Ingram's going to be like their most reliable target. Like, no thank you. Going up against a good defense.
I think Galladay's going to suit up, right?
Oh, he'll suit up, but he's being a soft ass.
Yeah, he'll exit with a back injury.
With
at some
Lattimore
point,
on him, but I mean,
Yeah.
at least keep him out there to keep.
Oh, yeah.
Lattimore
But
preoccupied.
see, I'm not worried about him. It sounds like Shepard will be out, and Slayton's hurt.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think
so-
Slate might have a chance. I think Shepard's
And
definitely-
Kadarius Toney
Could this be-
just a wiener.
Could this be? I was just gonna say, could this be
He's
the
breaking up
Kadarius
already?
Tony breakout
It's gonna
game?
happen.
He's
now.
a weenie.
He's gonna have like a.
He's been
50-yard
bitching about his
touchdown
playing
ball.
time. Like, dude, yeah. Oh god, yeah. Don't get me started with Kadarius Tony. That would be so comical if he just
I
went
would
nuts.
just went
I
bananas.
think it might happen this week to you, dude. I think he just might dump on you with like a 50-yard bomb.
That'd be
I
insane.
could smell it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Not really though, 'cause I have Saints minus 7.5. But I get the spread's a little, I don't know. The Giants can cover that. It's a low over under 42. Usually when it's a 42 or less over under, I tend not to like betting the favorite. But
Yeah.
I think this could be Saints like 27-6. Like,
The thing is both of these quarterbacks are capable of having like 3 or 4 turnovers in this game, and that's like the thing that like scares me.
yeah, no. I think I'm like Jameis could absolutely just bite me in the ass here. Like I could get completely bent over because of him, but because I had the Pats, I thought Bill Belichick would be able to force him to, create some turnovers.
Right.
I didn't really see much.
They managed him very well.
If Bill Belichick can't create some turnovers for Jameis, then I don't really see I don't see Joe Judge being able to
They
scheme
feel
up the Giants. I right now, if I had to pick a defense, I would still rather the Pats than the Giants.
The Saints feel like a team that's so limited receivers and Jameis throwing the ball that if they can't run the ball during the game,
I think
which we
Kamara's
saw
gonna. I think Kamara's
No,
gonna ball.
I'm saying it's a team. If they can stop the run against them, I think they're in trouble. That team.
Oh yeah. Oh for sure.
trouble.
Oh yeah. Because then Jameis is gonna look like old
And it's
Jameis.
just
but-
Jameis and the.
I think-
pass.
yeah.
I'd take the New England's receiving core over theirs.
Yeah.
They're tight end.
Yeah, I know.
Troutman hasn't done it. Big
Yeah, I
Hyde
know.
hasn't.
No,
done
he's in
shit.
drop territory
Yeah.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah. They've all been. Yeah, they need Michael Thomas back, but hey, not against the Giants. The Giants are literally. I'd love to. I don't know who's gonna be the worst, them or the Eagles in the NFC East. It's pretty comical to see the Giants be worse, so I'm gonna root for them to keep being worse. Daniel Jones sucks. I don't think he's the answer, so I'm going with Jameis. He's impressed. The next game we got. Ooh, are we into the 4 o'clocks? I think. Oh no, not quite. But we can go through this one pretty quickly. I think. The Houston Texans go to Buffalo. Buffalo's minus 16 now. I think they opened up at like 17.5, and now some of the people are Houston. Maybe we do have to talk about this slightly.
It's such a disgusting amount of points to give a team, but like I don't know how I could ever confidently take the Texans.
Oh yeah, no, God no.
So that's
No.
what I'm saying. So like I normally I just as a rule of thumb, 16 points is just like why would I ever do that? But I think you kind of have to. I'm going to take the Bills.
You have 6. I saw. So it's 16, right?
16 right now.
Just off the principle, I'll take Houston. 16.
That's a
points.
lot of points.
That's
Wow.
a lot of points. You know what? Like.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I don't feel good about it. It's just
Yeah, I
such
know.
a crazy number.
That is.
I'm gonna go with Houston. Like, I wish. Yeah, I don't
You're gonna
know.
do
As
that
I'm
in the
saying,
spread? I
that could switch when I go do this. That's
I
what mean.
I know you're gonna switch.
because I think I came into the year saying I think Jacksonville's the worst team in the league.
Then it's Houston.
Now I look at Houston, I think they're the worst.
Yeah,
I think,
and they have Davis Mills.
Davis Mills starting. I'm like, I'll take the points off. Like, screw it. Like, no, there's no science behind this.
So
I'm just gonna take.
So
the 60.
while we're on this game, this is like a good one to talk about and bring up Survivor. I feel like because this is the week that I can guarantee you, if you're still in Survivor, I don't know what percentage people will go with Buffalo, but it should be around 60 to 80, and sometimes it could literally be everyone and their mother.
Yeah.
Buffalo will win this game. So if you want to just advance to next week, you
Take Buffalo.
take Buffalo. But I'm here to tell you that pick another game because Buffalo is the best team right now in the AFC. And if you think that like I do, if you think that, then it's pretty valuable to gain an advantage in Survivor. Save Buffalo for, when they face someone else that also still sucks, but, it's not a 16-point spread.
I like 100% agree with what you're saying, but I look at this week and I'm like, I'm afraid to pick another team besides like the Chiefs, which is another team you don't want to waste.
True.
But
Okay.
like I said, you
feel-
feel strongly about the Saints, right?
I feel strongly about the Saints,
So
the
if I did-
Bengals.
yeah. But I would roll with one of those. People.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm that's where I'm at with this one. I'm rolling with in Survivor, Saints or Bengals. I haven't quite decided. I'm probably gonna go with the Bengals tomorrow, but
Interesting.
yeah, I'm gonna be taking your Bengals. This is a week that I'm trying to gain an advantage. It's week 4. Buffalo, I think, will be. They have a very high percentage to be the number 1 team in the AFC when it's said and done. So I'd rather. I know, I know that like you shouldn't be playing it cute this early, but I'm a small fish in a big pond. I'm trying to win it, and I'm trying to gain a little bit of an advantage.
I think it's more so too, like not wasting like the good teams as you see another matchup you like. But
yeah,
so I agree with
Buffalo
the
should
premise.
win a lot of games, so I don't want to use them up when they're facing the worst.
I think I still
the worst,
might,
the worst.
'cause I don't feel like that strong about like any other team that
Yeah.
week that much. I think there's a lot of close like matchups this week. It's just
I
like,
know.
but you
Yeah,
have
no,
conviction
I
for some other teams.
I have
so
some
it's-
pretty
yeah.
high conviction. So,
All right.
And then when it comes to spread for this, I'm just simply going to say don't overthink it. Bills win by 30. They just steamrolled the Washington football team.
I
This
like
team's
that.
worse. That's it for me.
It's gonna be like 40.
Let's not waste our time in this.
Yeah, no, exactly. We already, but this it was worth talking about the Survivor while we were in it. So yeah. All right, we got. Oh wow! All right, let's go to this game. The San Francisco 49ers face the NFC West division rival Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks coming off the tough loss like we were talking about earlier. They lost to Kirk Cousins, and 49ers are coming off a tough loss against Aaron Rodgers. Another comeback with 30 seconds left. So both teams are feisty for a win. These guys always have good matchups. This should be a really fun game to watch. Over under of 52. 49ers -3. I don't know. So I did before you guys go, I talked about the 49ers being one of those teams is like one of the fakest 2-0 teams in the league. So to me, when I see the spread, I'm like, all I see is Seattle money line staring me in the face. But I'm not. I'll let you go. But I'm not like super confident about it. You know what I mean?
First off, where is this game?
San Fran.
San Fran, perfect. This is one of these rivalries. Look into it. Over the last few years, the away team wins the majority of these games.
Ooh.
B, Seahawks, almost a must-win game right now. In my mind, it's a must-win game because you've just now lost 2 games in a row. You're 1-2, and the other 2 teams in your division the other 3 teams in your division are 3-0 and 2-1.
Oh, yeah.
This is a must-win game. The 49ers are the definition of pretenders. We've seen it. They probably shouldn't have won. They probably could easily be 0-3. They should probably be 0-3. I won't use the L word yet. I'll wait till we get to the segment. But the Seahawks +3. Stupid if you don't take it. Stupid.
Okay, yeah.
Call me stupid. I knew I was going to be a lone dog in this one. You guys,
No, Derek.
Derek's
no.
on the Niners.
I don't have like a.
Yeah, he's not.
I'm not crazy about it, but I
That's
don't think
that's the way you're leaning.
49ers are as bad as you guys think. They're in a tough division, so their record's not going to reflect. I think of it like a team they actually are. They could be hovering around 500. I think if they were in the AFC.
Oh no, I think
they'd be a good. They're in a tough
I agree.
division.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I felt better about it. I saw what's his name hasn't practiced again today, Nick Bosa, who I just think that guy's literally a man amongst boys out there. Like I think he's a freak. He's not, but I'm still gonna roll with him at home -3. I think
Interesting.
Ross, I hate betting against Russell Wilson. I mean that guy's just a winner, and this is the type of game he goes in there and he wins. I could 100% see that happening, but I do like the roster, and you know what? I think you guys will probably disagree with this. I'll take the coach too over in San Fran over the.
I knew that's what I was gonna. I was wondering how you felt about the coaching
I think
advantage.
he can scheme it out good for them to be able to put up some points on offense against them.
Yeah, I think at this point Shanahan kind of knows his division rival coaches pretty well. I mean, him and McVay are boys. Like that's the thing. These games are going to be close. That's why I like the +3.
I love the play. I want to say real quick about Shanahan versus Carroll. I think Carroll is super overrated as a coach, but that's like I think he's super overrated as like an X's nose guys. He is a player's coach, and his players do like him.
Yeah.
When it comes to Shanahan, zero proven. All he's done is poo his pants.
Yeah, in big games.
In big games. So he might be regarded as like one of these like young bright minds, but like he's never done anything. Pete Carroll, Super Bowl winning coach,
defensive minded coach.
I'd
suck for a long time.
I'd still rather Shanahan than like a lot of
That
coaches.
rides
right.
with Russell Wilson, where I think San Fran doesn't need the quarterback to go, like, it doesn't need to put it all on his shoulders.
I actually,
but Russell Wilson can do that. That's what's scary about it.
I think the most important coach on that staff was Robert Saleh.
Yeah.
To be completely honest.
Probably.
And I think the fact that he's gone, I think that's slowly, everyone's talking about San Fran, especially coming into the year as like a top defense in the NFL. I think slowly over the year, it's just my gut that they're going to get exposed to not be as good as people think they are.
I don't think they're that as good as people think either, but I think they're better than Seattle's defense. And I don't know. I still think Shanahan's good offensive coordinator. I don't know about coach, but he's going to scheme this game up well. I have some confidence.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Is this a 4:00 game? You said
4:25.
4:25.
It's going to be an interesting one for sure.
Yeah, I really want to watch that one.
sure.
And then I guess we'll just hop over to another 4:00 NFC West division rival game. The Los Angeles Rams, my Los Angeles Rams, Stafford's Los Angeles Rams.
Finally, these freaking division games are getting into it.
Yeah, this is it. This is a really good week. You should really if you're going to be sitting on your ass on Sunday in a dark room watching football, or a room with lighting with your boys. Either one. If you're watching football, watch these two NFC West games. This is the best division. This is going to be a bloodbath. It's Rams minus 4.5 in a game where there's the over/under at 55. I'd really, I love the Rams. If you've been watching the Rams, and if you were listening to other episodes, this is the greatest show on turf 2.0. It's happening. I called my shot. I know me and Justin had a little rough draft episode that may have never been released, but I used that line. I said, this is going to be the greatest show on turf 2.0. Might be better. So this might be the literal greatest show on turf. And this is going to be I'm excited for this one because I love the Cardinals too. Before the season started, I was between Stafford and Kyler for MVP, and they're both just balling out right now. Very good to see Stafford with a good receiving core, good coach, good defense. Sky's the limit with this team. How are you guys feeling for this one?
Good day.
Let me ask this question. Do you give the Cardinals a chance to win this game?
Yes, I'm picking them spread too. So my power rankings, Rams #1 team in the league.
Yeah. But
Classic
you
game where they just came off a high,
Yeah.
beating up Buccaneers.
for sure. Yeah.
I think the Cardinals are hungry to prove that they, belong in the conversation for the top echelon of the NFC teams. It's in LA, right?
Yep.
I think they're gonna be a hungry show out. I think they'll cover 4.5. If it was down at like
4.5 is a good number.
If it was down at 3, I'd be nervous. I'll roll with them at 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5 is a good number. I personally think I was surprised. I thought this would be. I think Vegas is giving just the Rams a shitload of respect. Everyone on this planet knows right now that the Rams are the team to beat. They're the best team in the NFL.
Yeah,
there's no one that is better than them. But again, I'm also coming from a Rams guy. I give the Cardinals a little bit of a chance to win this game. It's on the road though. It's gonna be tough. Justin, what do you have to say?
Well, a couple things that make me nervous with the Cardinals. I guess first off, D-Hop's injured, right? His status is still kind of up in the air whether he'll even play or not.
He didn't do well last week.
Yeah.
He was a game time decision going into last week with, I think it was just ribs or something. Was it ribs?
I believe it's
I
ribs.
could be wrong on that.
I believe it
that
is.
is big though. If he's not,
I think he'll be out there. He always plays hurt.
I think so too. That's
but if he's hurt,
I start thinking that.
But that's the thing though. Here's the
Yeah.
thing though. If your Cardinals better in this one, I wouldn't D-Hop's going to play. If he doesn't, then you're kind of fucked. But, if D-Hop's out there, Ramsey will be on him. So, even if D-Hop's somewhat limited, not 100%, 80%, even if he was at 100%, do you really expect D-Hop to have a huge game? Are you going to target him that much? I think it's just good to have him out for a decoy situation, kind of like last year with Mike Evans when he was banged up. He served just as like a nice decoy. The corner always followed him, and then other guys went off. So yeah, no, in this scenario, D-Hop being a little bit hurt, going out there, I don't think that's a big deal.
Well, so I think it's a big deal in the sense that
you would want him to get 100.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
you would have to not only.
But I still think
him,
Ramsey follows him no matter what. They have a rivalry.
Well, that's Ramsey.
But regardless,
now he's just going to dominate the matchup.
But that opens up everybody.
I think regardless of that, though, I think if you're the Cardinals, if you're the Cardinals and you want to beat the Rams, you need someone like D-Hop to make a couple big plays. Which, if he's injured, is significantly less likely when you have someone, like Jalen Ramsey on you. The second thing too is like from what I've seen, the Rams' weakness in their defense has been their defense against the running game, and the Cardinals seem to me to have one of the weakest rushing attacks.
They just don't try to.
Right.
James Conner is one of the worst right now, yards per carry.
Right.
They're not afraid. The Cardinals are not they know, like, they're advertising, hey, we don't run the ball.
Right. And
so they don't care.
And that's kind of what I'm saying though. Yeah. So like it seems like the way to beat the Rams is to establish a good running game, which the Cardinals don't or can't. I don't know, either one. Maybe they just don't want to. And then B, you have someone like D-Hop who's hurt, which you would think in theory would need to have a decent, if not very good game for the Cardinals to win.
True, yeah.
All that being said, that's going to lead me to take the Rams minus 4.5.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's a very good way to think about it.
I don't know.
You're right. I mean, I was saying, like, it doesn't matter if D-Hop's limited, but it does. Like, if you want, like, D-Hop has had good matchups against Ramsey. They battle, but every time they face each other, they usually D-Hop had some good catches. If he's not going to be 75, 80%, he literally might finish with 2 catches for 18 yards.
He's like one of those guys.
And that's not good.
I know he didn't do it last week, but when he's injured, I still have confidence in that guy. I think he's a
D-Hop?
SOB. Yeah. I still think if he's out there, he's going to make some plays.
And you know him. He cares about his image.
With Ramsey on him. He's not
this is a
wanna
game
get
he
shown
doesn't.
up.
I would be shocked if he missed it.
Yeah.
And he wants to just show up.
No, I don't think he'll miss it. I just think it's one of those situations where when you're playing against the best, if you're out there and you're not at your best, like you might look tough, but what winds up coming up in the stat sheet,
ultimately
maybe very
the
different.
better.
Right.
So that's also so that's where I'll lean in and just come in and say the Rams money line is the 4th leg of that money, the 2 underdog things. The 2.
Do you not like the points?
So I do. I'm going to be taking Rams minus 4.5.
Okay.
And spread them. And I don't know if I'll be doing that in the rest of my card, but at the end of that underdog parlay with Jets, Lions, and the over of the Falcons, Washington team game, this is the 4th leg. I think there's no way the Rams lose this game. No way. So after taking my shot with the Jets, I was like, all right, I got to pick a safe money line pick, and this is it for me. Rams are just they're gonna make some stops, and Kyler Murray made some bad mistakes against Jaguars defense. I didn't like to see that. I think they're gonna put up a lot of yards and points, but ultimately, you can't be doing that against a team like the Rams because the Rams are going to put up 30 on you. So in this game, it's going to be a shootout. I got the Rams winning something like 38 to like 31, or like I think they cover the spread, but there's a decent probability that they pick off Kyler like 3 times, and they could cause some problems. Like this could go the wrong way.
To be completely honest, I could be wrong, but I just have a gut feeling this is the game where the Cardinals come back down to earth.
Yeah, they could be exposed.
Yeah.
Like people might start being like,
big game because this is it right here. Prove yourself right here.
Yeah, hey,
this is it.
They got the chance to prove me wrong, but to be completely honest, if someone was offering like a Rams like minus like 7.5 spread for like plus like 250, 300, I'd take it.
Yeah,
I'd take
for sure.
It, you know what I mean?
No, I really think there's a good chance that they just dick on them.
Yeah.
Like because the Cardinals' defense is nothing. Like
Right.
they have a good D line. Chandler Jones like showed out at times, and he still is one of the best guys to have on a D line. But against a good Rams O line that just seems to be on all cylinders, like just they're all in sync, and the offense just in general for the Rams is just unstoppable.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford MVP. So he's the highest
He's probably the favorite
now.
Yeah.
Favorite right now. Who bet him preseason?
I believe you did.
This guy.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, no. It's too early for a victory lap, but it's looking good. This team needs to win like 15 games for that to happen. But I think they can, and it all starts with this one.
All right.
Another one, we this is like a 1 o'clock game we skipped over, but I wanted to do both NFC West games together. Chiefs at Philadelphia. The Chiefs are coming off another loss. They're 1-2. No one could have expected this, but their defense is not looking good. And Philadelphia, and they started off 1-0, but they are also 1-2 now because they've been exposed. Their defense is not as good as it looked against Atlanta, and Jalen Hurts and crew, they just don't really look like they know what they're doing at times, and it's one of those shaky offensive, just like blah. Like, yeah, we talked about last week. They just ultimately failed against the Dallas Cowboys defense that they could have like tried to control the clock, running the ball. I mean, you have like Miles Sanders and Jalen Hurts. You could try to control the clock, but they didn't. They just tried chucking the ball and going into a shootout. It failed, and I think it will fail again against the Chiefs. So I guess my pick's in first. Chiefs -7.
I'm not going to overcomplicate it either. I think the Chiefs come in and I think us as bettors benefit from the Chiefs being in an unfortunate situation when the spread in reality should probably be like Chiefs minus like 11.
Yeah, we are literally talking about like a team that I like in the preseason I thought this team would be 0-7 and this team would be still a juggernaut. So when you get a juggernaut going on the road against one of the worst teams in the NFC, you just kind of just don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Favorite pick this week.
Yeah, you
Chiefs
felt strongly about this, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a bounce back game. They need to win this. If they lost this game, then it's actual like everyone
it's actual panic.
Yeah. I still wouldn't put the panic button, but still,
Not
like
completely, but it'd be
no,
bad.
but like
Yeah.
Kansas City fans would be like, all right,
Yeah,
what's going on?
Well, look, here's the thing about the Chiefs, though. I know it's tough. It's very early on in the season, and even if they were to lose in 1-3, they wouldn't be out. And it's easy to say don't panic, but the Chiefs have a tough schedule. They got a They have a very tough schedule.
That was the reason why I didn't like their over-under.
That's the other thing. Don't forget everyone else they're playing in their division. They got 2 undefeated teams in the Broncos and the Raiders, and then the Chargers, who even though they're not undefeated, I think the Chargers might be the best team in that division potentially.
Yeah, I know you do.
So
know,
that's a tough schedule for the Chiefs coming up.
The Raiders can beat them.
They can. They've proven it. Yeah. And we still haven't even gotten to my favorite team in that division yet. Maybe my favorite team in the AFC.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, wow. All right, so yeah, we're all in on the Chiefs. Bounce back week. You should be on that. It's not on my card, but, it could end up being. That's a really good, I like that. But yeah, it's in Philly.
That's definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
Favorite pick with the spread.
They have to win that game, and they should win that by a lot.
Yeah.
All right, we got a 3-0 team here. They're at home. They should win, but they're a pick'em. Why is that? It's the Denver Broncos, a pick'em against the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens almost lost to the Detroit Lions last week. They were almost going to be 1-2. They choked against the Raiders, but then they came back and had a very impressive win against the Chiefs. That was a Ryan O'Hare underdog play that not a lot of people thought was good. So yeah, we're back into it. The Ravens are now 2-1. They've been a little weird. That's all I'm gonna say. But now the Denver Broncos, they get a true test, I guess you could say. They had a pretty easy schedule. Was it Jaguars?
Yeah.
And
they did.
the Jets,
Jaguars, Jets, and the Giants.
Yeah, I would go ahead and I remember I was saying that is the easiest schedule. Like, there's no way Vic Fangio can get fired this year because
Carolina was getting a lot of shit.
Yeah,
the Broncos have had an even easier one.
Oh yeah, super easy. But now they have. All right, we can all agree they have a good defense.
Yeah,
and the Ravens don't have the most electric offense. What in that matchup? Who do you think perseveres? Who do you think is gonna?
Do you want?
Who do you think has the advantage?
Do you want to go first? No,
it sounds like Justin has
I feel very
hot take.
This one I'm gonna decide as you're talking. This one is really
all right, Justin. Justin. Seems like you have a high, you just got this. It sounds like you have the lock in your eyes. Why don't you convince us?
Yeah. So look, let me just talk you guys. Let me talk you guys into this real quick. All right. First off, Denver Broncos 3-0. Yes, they've played 3 easy teams, right? But this is a legit team. This is not a team that has struggled in these 3 games. They were given 3 easy games, and they went in and dominated all 3 games without a question, right? Including the Giants game, in which people thought there was a really good chance the Giants were going to come out firing and beat them, and Denver handled them very easily, right? So, yeah, they're a 3-0 team, and they've played 3 easy games, but they're not a 3-0 team that's riding on the back of close wins against bad teams. They're blowing them out, which is what really good teams do when they play bad teams, okay? Second of all, the defense. Let's look at the defense from top to bottom. They have a great secondary, a great set of pass rushers. Okay, from top to bottom, this defense is good. They force turnovers. They don't allow you to score, especially if you're not good. That's just what we've seen. If you're not a good offense, you're not going to put up points. Okay. Thirdly, can we just all talk about Teddy Bridgewater for a second?
Okay. I was going to butt into you were just on a tear, so I was going to be like, Teddy Bridgewater has also been very good.
Not only we need to stop talking about Teddy Bridgewater in the context of this season. Let's talk about the context of Teddy Bridgewater's career.
He deserves to be a starting quarterback.
He deserves to be a starting quarterback.
And people that's a debate for some people.
I don't understand it. He wins constantly. Yeah. Everywhere he's gone, he's won. He came out of the league. He went to Minnesota, and he was looking like one of the best rookie quarterbacks in the league. And then he got a horrific knee injury that sidelined him and relegated him to a backup, right? Every chance he came in as a backup, whether it was throughout the years or just recently in New Orleans, he succeeded. He's won. And now he gets a chance finally to be a starter again. He has a bunch of weapons behind him. He's got 2 really good running backs in the backfield. Okay, granted, I know Jerry Jeudy's out and Hamler just injured his ACL, but Jeudy will be back around midseason. He still has Cortland Sutton and
Timmy Patrick
and Timmy Patrick, right?
Noah Fant.
I shouldn't have called him Timmy because he's actually a big dude.
He's a grown man.
He's a grown man.
Yeah. That's Tim.
He's been doing pretty well. Exactly. He's been one of the most reliable receivers.
Very reliable. He's still only 27 years old. And you got Noah Fant and a good O-line. That's a team that's good defense from top to bottom. That
you're
team
on the Ravens?
Checks all the boxes.
You're on the Ravens?
I think the Broncos are one of the most underrated teams in the NFL this year. I think Teddy Bridgewater is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the NFL, not only just this year, but of past years. And I don't think it's a fluke. I think the Ravens have been lucky to be in the position they are. They're clearly hurting a little bit. I'm going to go with the Broncos at home. It's not a question for me. They're very close to being my lock of the week.
Wow, I feel like you just took up all the time on that game, and I'm glad we gave you all the time on that because
I just felt very strongly.
You had to get that off your chest.
I
had nothing to get off my chest when it comes to these two. I don't know if you sold me hard enough, just because I don't feel good. I don't know. This is not on my card, but this is going to be on. I have to pick one of these teams. I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens. I think it's like I don't know. I'm sorry. Like I'm rooting. Like I know your Broncos bet will be on your card, so I will be rooting for you. But in the spread with Hedgebettor, I'll be taking the Ravens. And it's only because I know I have literally everything you said. Like I agree with. It's just that the Ravens are also a good team. And
they are.
I would go ahead and just say better coached, and they're hungry.
Fair enough.
They we saw it last week. They win close games.
Fair enough.
That's all I'm going to say.
All right.
Leave it to that.
Jay, I literally might have said like Denver before this whole thing started. But I've been thinking it through, and like I'm slightly gonna go Ravens.
You're gonna go Ravens.
Slightly gonna go Ravens.
I love it.
It's a team I trust a little bit more.
I love it.
That's so sad. That was a very passionate.
Baltimore.
Yeah,
I would definitely feel more comfortable taking the Ravens.
Yeah, me too.
I'm very skeptical.
All right.
No,
that team.
yeah, Mile High is going to be a tough game.
That is a tough place to go in there and win.
I agree.
Like,
This is going to be. I think Vegas got it right. It's a good pick 'em. Like they're both pretty evenly matched.
Tough. Like I'm not going to be surprised if the Broncos win at all. But
no, me neither.
Yeah,
me neither.
I'm going to roll with the Ravens.
I got to pick a team. It's the Ravens. But
all right,
Justin,
interesting.
thank you for that.
Very
interesting. I think you're going to gain a lot of Broncos followers from that because it was pretty inspirational.
One thing you can usually rely on the Ravens. Although they didn't do it game one, I don't think they're going to turn the football over too much. I think they're going to.
I agree.
I think they're going to.
I mean,
I think Hollywood just has a. I think he's going to have a pretty good game.
I think, on the contrary, if you look at what Lamar did against the Chiefs. Everyone talks about how he won the game. He opened up.
He put it down. That's what I'm saying. He was risky.
If the Chiefs had a defense like the Broncos, they wouldn't have allowed him to get back into the game.
He's bounced back since
yeah,
that
I mean
game,
that Hollywood touchdown in that game.
No,
was stupid.
I think they're going to be able to run the football. I think they're going to be able to.
We will definitely see. I think the Broncos are very underrated, and so far, not only are they 3-0, but I've bet with them on they're 3-0 against the spread. I'm just ride. It's like when you hit in roulette, you ride it until.
It's basically what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing by the fading the Giants thing. I'm gonna keep that going.
There you go. Fade the Giants.
That's my fun little thing.
It's like I pick the Chiefs every week on the spread. I'm just gonna quadruple down. I haven't covered it once.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I like it. That Broncos. They're a good team. They're a good team. That's all I'm gonna say. But Ravens are good too.
All right.
Good. That's two good AFC teams. All right. Now we got an AFC team going to a hot NFC team at 425. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers plus 6.5 at Lambeau Field. Green Bay is, they're figuring themselves out. Like I said earlier, that week one seemed like a little bit of a fluke. They look like a top 5 offense somewhat again. I know they dicked on the Lions, and last week it was they squeaked by against my fake 49ers team. So am I totally buying in on the Packers right now? I'm not sure. I'll let you guys kind of take this one.
I'll go first. This is a classic heart versus my head, and I'm going to go with my head in this one. You see the name Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah. They're trending the wrong direction. Everything's saying they're not looking good right now, but I see the Steelers, and I just feel like they're going to find a way to cover this game. In my heart, that's what I'm feeling.
So I'll stop you right now, and you can answer this, but it seems like you are just kind of buying into Mike Tomlin.
No, I'm actually the opposite. I think he's been overrated his whole career. But
oh wow,
yeah, we don't. That's for another day. But
so it's just the name Pittsburgh Steelers,
and they're gritty.
I thought you were kind of giving respect more to him.
I like them when they have their back against the wall. But I can't ignore what's going on, how the two teams are trending right now. And Green Bay. I know you guys are not as. I'm not super high on San Fran, but I think it's a legit team. They went in there, they won a tough game.
You just think they're back? They got their mojo back?
Rodgers is looking good. He's playing good. When he's playing like that at Lambeau, tough to beat him.
He was MVP last year. Give him the respect.
Big Ben literally hurt his tit or whatever it is. So I'm gonna take the 6.5 with Green Bay.
Honestly, I think TJ Vernon, the tail of the tape, could have been a better quarterback for the Steelers last week.
I don't know about that, but
I don't know, Wildcat maybe. I don't know.
He is fast as fuck.
He is fast,
slippery.
Justin, what are you feeling?
This is another game I don't really like or know how to feel because I don't know. I guess Green Bay's strength on defense is their secondary, right? They don't really have a great front seven, and Zadarius Smith is out right now, so they have no pass rushing. But they do have a secondary, and the Steelers right now have no O-line and no running game. They rely on their passing, and Big Ben's hurt. Their receiving core is hurt, and they're going up against a strong secondary. So I don't know, unless the Steelers find a way to switch up their identity and their O-line comes out solid and they run the ball for 30, 40 fucking times for 150 yards and 2-3 touchdowns, which is tough to do. Yeah. I think that's how they would have to beat Green Bay. Either that or Big Ben and the receivers would all have to be super healthy and on their A+ game. And I don't think either one of those cases are likely. So I'm just going to take Green Bay.
Cool. And that gets into my mortal lock of the week. Anyone want to guess?
It's Green Bay.
Green Bay?
It's Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Yeah, it's Green Bay. Derek nailed it right on the head at the beginning of his take. Just like the head tells me that I have to take the team that's trending in the right direction. Aaron Rodgers cares so much about his ego, and I mean, and just everything, his image, everything, and their offense is clicking. Devontae Adams is fine. Boy, God, I was so afraid that he was gonna be concussed. Did you
tell me, dude? Yeah,
back from the dead. The fact that he just showed me in that last drive, like, holy shit.
Dude, he was like motionless for like a couple of seconds. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, like lights out. And so no, he's totally fine. Yeah, cool. Let's not worry about that. And yeah, the Steelers this is a team that is just so trending in the wrong direction. Like I before the season started, definitely thought that they could end up being the last team in the AFC North. And now it's looking like that is a very real possibility.
Yeah.
Bengals are showing out, and the Browns, and then you got the Ravens. So yeah, they got a lot of problems, and when we talked about the offensive line, that's something that you cannot fix overnight. That is going to be a problem for a while.
For sure. That's why I agree with Jay was saying. If they're in this game, they got to pound the football, and that's been a complete struggle for them. I will say Green Bay has not been good against the run. That's right. So they're going to try to, and if they have success, that's how we get fucked.
But again, like, I still, like, if they're doing well against the run, I don't expect like them to start getting some kind of mojo, like, from like
Pittsburgh's defense has still been pretty good.
I'm not that sold on them. Like, they're not that good.
They're a pretty good unit.
They're not that good.
The other thing that bugs me, though, is that they drafted Najee Harris to fix the problems that led to their downfall last season, and they still have not established any sort of running game. And maybe that's just because their O-line blows, but like, they haven't used Najee to fix their problems. They're just taking Najee and throwing it to him. They're not using him to actually run the ball.
That's what's very concerning.
He had like 19 targets last week.
Literally 19 targets.
That's just that is like, so if you're whatever, if you're not exactly, no, that's exact. You literally took the words out of my mouth. In fantasy, if you have Najee, you're like, oh, that's awesome. In real life football, that means your team sucks.
What happened to this team?
Their O-line, it gives Big Ben no chance, and Big Ben already blows. This is, to me, like, the 6.5 should be more like 9.5. That's why I'm calling this like my absolute mortal lock. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, they're just like last year when they got figured out towards the end of the year. And they were just so one-dimensional.
That was literally it.
Everybody shut them down after that. And it looks like they're the same exact team with
100%.
With Big Ben, who might look, I mean, he was pretty bad at the end of last year, but he's looking pretty much the same, just always hurt. And
then that O-line, they weren't even great last year, and they got rid of Alejandro Villanueva and another starter, so it's like they just, what do you expect from them?
That team's in trouble.
Yeah.
Since they started off 11-0 last year, they are 2-7 since.
There you go. There you go.
That's a trend now.
Big time,
And they came out and they
beat the Bills.
Beat the Bills and we won in Buffalo.
That's the only thing that gives me like a little scratching the head. I'm like, what's going on here? But the eye test has shown that they're
why? Because Big Ben felt good. He hadn't played a game yet.
Yeah, I know. yeah. He went home that night. I was like, holy
he went home that night and started eating a bag of Lay's and ice cream. He got out there for week 2. He's like, I feel like shit.
He was dieting. Did you hear? He was like actually kind of on like a TB12 method or whatever. And I bet he had that game. He was like, I can do whatever the fuck I want now.
Yeah. Big Ben strikes me as like,
his body just immediately collapsed once he gave up and just started inhaling junk food.
No, he has no longevity in him.
Yeah. He took one hit.
He strikes me as a guy who's like most likely to like have a goal to like try the hot dog at every football stadium. Mm-hmm. Like every time he goes to an away game, he like stops and gets like 3 hot dogs on the way out type of stuff, and then like compares them.
I bet there's some stories of vendors.
It's gonna be similar to a Drew Brees type thing where he's gonna be looking at it at the end of this year and be like, why did I come back this year?
Yeah.
It's got hurt again. Like
it just made people think I was a bum.
I know. That's what sucks. The farewell tour. It sucks to see guys have a bad one. Yeah. The Brees one.
That's what I mean. He was
like Drew. Like now that we mentioned Drew Brees, top 5 quarterback of all time, possibly. It's up there. He's like I think he's like he has to be at least in your top 10.
No, but for me,
I think he has to be in
might
your top
disagree.
10.
Yeah, maybe.
Top 5 is a debate,
I think
but
this generation, it's Tom Brady. And I put Manning and Rodgers in the same tier. I put Drew Brees below a tier. Those two.
No, I know, but yeah.
No, a lot of people put him.
No,
in
still
the
like
same
no, but it's so fresh in your mind that he had a bad year, and then also the year before, his second to last year wasn't that pretty either. I don't know. It just sucks. Fresh in your mind.
Yeah. Do you guys think that we don't have to spend a lot of time?
Not too much,
yeah. But just real quick, do you think what we're seeing, like what happened with Drew Brees, what's happening with Aaron Rodgers, what's happening with Big Ben, people like that, like, do you think this is like the Tom Brady effect, where everyone's seeing Tom Brady being older than them and performing better than them and looking younger than them, and they almost feel like embarrassed to hang it up and like call it quits?
I think it's a combination of just like modern like regiment, like weightlifting, what you're eating. You can just last longer, and just the way the game is now.
No, true, but
definitely
I'm just thinking too, like if you're guys like Aaron and Drew and like Ben that have like maybe hold a few records, and you're trying to like keep hold of them, or like maybe break a few more, and you see this guy Tom Brady who's still looking like he did when he was 33 years old, going out there, you might think like, damn, I might have to play like another year or two. I don't know, maybe just
I hear you.
I think you nailed it too, Derek. That it's definitely just like more awareness of like how you can handle your body more accordingly, and like and also the other factor is money. If you're Justin Herbert right now, and you already showed out, and like this is a guy, like a young guy, for example, like you've already shown out, and you can make so much money. Of course, like if I was in his shoes, I'd be like, I would be treating my body like a temple. Like I wouldn't eat anything bad. I like in trying to do one of these 20-year careers, you're gonna make so much fucking money.
Yeah.
So. But back in like the 80s, it was you didn't have like, you know, whatever, like all these huge contracts, and then also like I just feel like, I mean, people dieted and stuff, but like, you know, now I feel like there's just more like
the knowledge is
the knowledge is way more. There's way more knowledge, and you know, I don't want to throw out the pliability word, but like, yeah, no, like that's a huge factor. Yeah. Like by keeping pliable, and you know, like that was not really an emphasis early, like, you know, before we were alive. So
100%.
So I think like now that people are starting to realize like, all right, you know, and it's also the way that the league is played. Yeah. We haven't talked about that.
I meant,
He's said that the league is softer, and you know, as a D lineman, you can't really fucking give it to a quarterback unless he has the ball anymore. Like you used to be able to fucking deck him like while the ball was out of his hands, and you still might not get a penalty. Yeah. So yeah, all those factors. Yeah, no, that's kind of why I see like these guys making it a little bit later in their career. Another guy we didn't mention is Matt Ryan. He's doing pretty well for an older. Yeah, I think he's got 5 more years. He hasn't really shown deterioration. I know the team sucks, but yeah, no, that was a good topic. Yeah. All right, let's get into the Sunday night game already. Right? Yeah, let's do that one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Tom Brady comes back home. The Patriots, they're +7 dogs. I don't know why. I don't want to bet this game.
Yeah.
As a Pats fan, do you really actually think we have a shot?
I like to think the mystique is still real, but like I have to be honest.
I shouldn't have said as a Pats fan. Just as an NFL fan, do you think we have a shot?
Bucks +7 would be one of my favorite. Is one of my favorite.
Bucks -7. Yeah, -7. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it from an objective standpoint.
It doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't. We were talking the other night. We thought it was going to open up at like 10. Bucks -13,
13
maybe. Literally. Yeah. So 7. Like I think I saw 6.5.
Why are we getting so much respect? What do I don't know?
I literally just think that maybe the respect in this. Look, maybe part of it is in the sense that like this game is, you know, was being built, especially preseason, as like being potentially one of the biggest games or the biggest game in like NFL history.
Yeah.
And now you have the Patriots who should and could have been 2-1, 3-0, sitting at 1-2. and the Patriots coming off of a loss, maybe it's their way of trying to be like, hey, no, don't worry. This will be somewhat of a good game, guys. Tune in. Like, we've been counting on this for fucking 2 years since Tom Brady signed to be the biggest game in history.
You think that's playing a factor? Because, all right, I mean, that's a very good point. If you're the NFL and you have control of all this stuff or whatever, and you want this to be, I think I've been saying this myself for a while. Like, this has to be one of the most watched
ever
events, sporting events ever.
Right.
Ever. So yeah, if it was minus 13.5, how do you sell that? You know what I mean? I mean, you can still sell it. You still want to watch it. Everyone around here will, but like, if you're some guy in Montana, like, yeah, I still might watch it.
I think that definitely is a
but
factor.
no, it is. Yeah. If you know, like, all right, Vegas thinks it's gonna be a blowout, and then Brady, let's say, first 2 drives gets 2 touchdowns and it's 14-0. That might be when you turn it off. That might, if you're not a Patriots or a Bucks fan, you might be like, all right, yeah, I saw the beginning and I saw everything else, but I might not.
I think they're just probably like everything they're doing is analytics, right? And which I don't think applies in this situation. But the Patriots don't lose by double digits at home ever. And I know it's completely different. They don't have Tom Brady now. They don't. I agree with you.
All those analytics go out the window when you don't have Tom Brady.
I'm saying they look at it like that. They look. That's how they do it. And they're like, we can't deviate too far from what has happened in the past. So look, I'm not saying I agree with.
No, I know.
I'm just saying I just think that's how they're probably like approaching it. That's got to be my guess because I thought like you guys it was going to be a double-digit point spread to open up.
I mean it's clear that the Pats are just not. There's not one team in this league that they can just walk over. They're at that point. That's how bad they are right now. But like we have to play them again. And I'm not going to call that a lock.
No, it's not a lock.
So like that's the thing. Like the Pats are not going to walk over bad teams anymore, and that's really bad when you're a team that you can lose to anyone. You're going to get smacked around by one of the best teams in the league. I mean, and that's AB's coming back. He was on COVID last week. And if he was out this week, then I could maybe draw up some crazy thought in my head of how the Pats can lock down Mike Evans and Gronk is hurt. And
we don't have Gilmore.
Gilmore is a tough loss. So
there's just not anywhere you could feel good about the Patriots. The only thing I'll say as a Patriots fan, it makes me feel good that Vegas is saying it's only a 6-point spread.
Yeah, that's isn't that like literally as a Pats fan, I'm like, hey, I'm like, hey, we're gonna lose this game. We're gonna smack around, but hey, maybe we're gonna be all right. They're giving us
something to watch.
It's always nice when Vegas gives you respect and you don't expect it.
This is I'll just kick it off and say this. This is the last game that I will touch this weekend. I do not want anything to do with it because no matter who I bet on, if I lose, I'm going to feel like the biggest idiot in the world, first off. And secondly, if I do have to give a take for it, I'm just going to not overthink it. I'm not going to be a Patriots fan about it. I'm just going to say the Bucs are a way better team, and Tom Brady loves revenge. He's motivated by that shit. I feel like they come in and beat us by 2 scores. So, yeah, I'm just going to keep it simple.
Yeah, I think we got a clean sweep. I'd roll Bucs for sure.
Yeah.
Yep, I got Bucs -7. I included them in a parlay that was Saints money line, Rams money line, Packers money line.
All right,
but and then I finished it off with Bucs -7.
Listen, if they won that game, I mean, listen, your bet.
What?
As a Patriots fan, if they won that game, it's like it's gonna eat at you a little bit.
I honestly like.
So like, who are you rooting for now? That's what I.
No, like, all right, that's the thing. Like I've said it. Like I said earlier. Like I hate betting on the Packers, but when I know they're gonna win. The money's more important to me. I know the Pats. I know, totally different. If the Pats win and I lose, whatever, $200. I don't know how much.
This would be one of the most gratifying.
If I lose 100
regular season,
if I lose 100 off the Pats winning, that's totally fine with me. Like that'd be sweet enough for me. The Pats winning against Tom Brady when they're sucking, that gives you so much hope for Mac Jones and his just whatever is going on in his head right now. That was not pretty, after that Saints loss. I didn't see it, but I heard that, like, he was on the bench, like, basically just, like, looking like a crybaby, and Bill had to, like, take him off the bench. Do you guys hear that?
I missed that.
I didn't, but when he walked off the bench, like he
Basically,
did look
like
he
Bill,
was
Bill
like,
had to like literally like grab his hand and be like, "Hey, it's time to leave." Like he just looked like he looked like a wimp.
I mean, like after like the
I didn't see it, but I just
triple zeros went out.
yeah. He was just on the bench looking just so distraught and like
Doesn't really
just,
bother me too much.
No, I know it's not a huge deal. I'm just saying like they're not in a good place right now. Like, and if they win this game like against Tom Brady, all those Warriors go out the window, and you're now facing the Houston Texans, and you have a shot at the division again. So it's a huge game. If the Pats win and I lose money, I'm totally fine with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bucks is the smart bet here.
Yeah.
So that's the Sunday night game. I know we were all hoping for, we're all waiting for that. But, we'll try and make some money in between. And then Monday night, what's the Monday night game? I'm trying to get on my phone.
That's Raiders and Chargers.
Yeah. 3-0 Raiders in Vegas.
No, I think they're in LA.
They're in LA.
All
right. Yeah. No, I think you're right. Yeah. And it's a 3-point spread. It is in LA at the Chargers.
It's really tough.
Yeah. Rams, I want to give them so much respect. They're +3, and if you on my website, if you bet +3, it's +100. So pretty good value there. We talked about how Derek Carr is leading the league in passing yards. I didn't spit that on the pod yet, but he is by like 100 yards. It's actually kind of insane. Their offense is looking good, which is, again, I'm shaking my head. How are they doing this without Josh Jacobs? Like, I mean,
Derek Carr. I mean, he's playing.
No, I know. Derek Carr is playing good, but like, it's just crazy to think about that. They're 3-0, but without Josh Jacobs.
Yeah,
and they dismantled their offensive line. I haven't really been able to watch how they're doing, but like, they must be playing pretty good. Derek Carr hasn't been under complete pressure during his games, and he's had all this time to chuck it up to Ruggs and Bryan Edwards and Hunter Renfrow. He's got a pretty underestimated, pretty underrated receiving core. So, what do you think? Do you think this Chargers defense can slow them down? And do you think this Chargers team is favored by 3? So Vegas knows that. I think they know that the Chargers might be the better team, but the Raiders just got the better. So yeah,
they get the 3 points.
They are home, so yeah, they're pretty much calling this a pick 'em on a neutral field.
Yeah.
So
this is one I'm not gonna really give a huge take because I don't really know what to think. I'm just gonna say what my gut says, and my gut says take the Chargers.
Yeah, no, you're a big Chargers guy
I'm a big
before the
Chargers
season,
guy.
and this is a good spot to. I feel like the Raiders are a team that they can show up against any division rival. That they play good against,
And they tried to give that game away to the Dolphins last week.
Oh, I know.
That last week should have
Yeah.
been the week they came back down to earth.
Oh yeah.
And they lucked out. So I think the Chargers
might just Justin Herbert. Yeah, you're coming off a big win against the Chiefs, and you just made Patrick Mahomes go 1-2. You got to be feeling pretty good. The team must be feeling pretty good. Yeah. Derek, what do you got for this game? Anything?
These whenever like the Chiefs aren't involved, these other AFC West teams play each other. I feel like it's always such a wild card. Like you just don't know who's ever going to
You really don't.
Goes. Like it's been like that for the last couple of years. I feel like, but I'm with Jay. Not like crazy conviction, but I think the Chargers are going to get it done. I think their defense is just better than Oakland's.
Better than the Raiders. Yeah.
And,
Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas, right? Yeah, they're able to contain them enough, and then I think I just really like from Herbert. I think the kid's a winner, gonna be a winner. So
yeah,
I'll roll with him.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't really have a strong take on this one, so making this pick on the fly. How can you go against Justin Herbert here? I like the story of the Raiders, and I kind of want to ride them until they prove me wrong. The Chargers are just, I don't think they're that great on defense right now, so like this could be a back and forth game. Yeah, I mean the over under is at 52.5. That's kind of shows me that I think the Raiders will probably have the lead at some point in the second half. It'll be just a back and forth game, but ultimately I do think the Chargers come out on top. And I'll reluctantly take them -3 in the spread 'em. Won't be on my card or anything, but yeah, no, Herbert's showing out. Probably one of the guys I wasn't expecting a huge thing his second year, but he's showing out, and yeah, very impressive start for him. So going with him.
All right. Still.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all the games for this week. I think we can pretty much wrap it up. We went a little bit over our time limit as always, so we hope you got this far in the episode. If you did, then shoot us a like, or just make sure you follow us and make sure you share us. And last week, if you missed out on my bets, that sucks for you. This week you should follow me, and definitely follow Justin too. 3-0 on Mortal Locks. And did you give an official Mortal Lock? It was
so I'm gonna give my official Mortal Lock for the week. I was teetering back and forth between the Broncos and the Seahawks. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Seahawks +3. That's going to be my Mortal Lock for the week. I bet against them for my Mortal Lock of the week last week with the Vikings. I'm taking them this week for my Mortal Lock of the week +3. I just see the value.
That's really cool, because I know we'll let Derek do his Mortal Lock. I already know what it's going to be, but it's cool that you went against your Mortal Lock. So yeah, what did you just say? You went.
I went against them for my Mortal Lock last week and took the Vikings, and now I'm going to take them as my Mortal Lock. This week.
Yes, exactly. And last week I took the Titans -5 as my Mortal Lock, and then right away this week I'm against them, and I have Jets money line in a parlay. It's just, it goes to show that we adjust, we make our adjustments. We don't just favor one team.
Exactly right.
It's a week by week process. So yeah, Derek. Yeah. I think I already know who it is, but you already kind of said you felt really.
Yeah, Kansas City.
Kansas City.
I don't buy the fact that they're a team in trouble or not one of the better teams in the NFL. I think, starting out 1-2, coming off a loss like that to a division rival does wonders for you the next week where you're sharp at practice. I just think they come out and they roll. So
very smart. That would be a true bummer if that doesn't happen. For sure. Because the Chiefs just have to be good.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's it. Make sure you join the Hedgebettor Spread Em again. I don't have to reemphasize, just at Venmo JFine10.
Oh, we're actually Venmoing Hedgebettor for this one.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, it's cool.
Just look at Hedgebettor, and you can find the template. We'll post it on Sunday School, but it's also all over the Hedgebettor Instagram as well as my personal Instagram. My Snapchat, you can find it on the Steel and Naz Instagram as well. A bunch of people throwing it up there. Look for it.
Cool. Yeah. Make sure you look out for our picks. Usually around Sunday morning. I like to put them out around 11 a.m.-ish, just in case there's some minor adjustments we have to do. So, yeah, keep an eye out for us. Follow us at SundaySchool_HB. We're out. Thank you, Derek, for joining us.
Yeah, man, that was cool. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Appreciate you coming, D. We'll try to have another guest next week, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
We'll get someone in else.
You were great, D.
Yeah,
we keep it fresh. We keep it fresh.
I like that. Hey, you gotta get some different takes in here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what it's all about. All right. Thank you for listening to another episode of Sunday School. Join us again next week for episode 5. Thank you.
Later.
See ya.
Peace.